I'm also going to record this one. So everybody's okay? Can you guys see that? Andrew, you guys are good. Adam, Brian, let me know when you guys are set. Okay, this is 01. Okay, when you guys you're gonna do this project individually. Each one of you guys gonna submit their own stuff. Everybody understand that one? This project is done individually. You're gonna submit your own stuff. When you take off the material, I don't mind if you take off together, but the information is gonna come out of your own software. Okay, so you learn how to use the software. Uh, it's not responding. Is it identifying for you? Okay, you good? Okay, stay here. Just stay here. You're good. Okay, when you guys reach this point, do me a favor. Go. This is your login mechanism. Go to admin. Do you guys see that the password have been saved for you? Everybody can see the password have been saved for you, right? Okay. Hit admin. Okay, says like check that save. Don't put any password. Just put admin and hit OK. You should be able to log in. Admin. Click on admin from here. Pick admin. When you reach this, the software guys allow you to give different authorization to different people. Admin is the highest authorization that you can get in the software. You can change anything. If you want to give different authorization for different people, you can get them estimator 1, estimator 2, so multiple people can be working on the same project at the same time. Does that make sense? See where that? So you guys are given the highest authority to work on this project. Admin. Hit OK. When you hit OK, please let me know when you see this page. Okay? Everybody's there? Okay. Cool? All right. So the first thing we need to do, guys, is we want to create a new job. Can you guys see that button here? I don't know if we can expand this one here. Should be. Okay. Can you guys see a new job here? Click on new job. When you get into the new job, it assigning a job number 6 and untitled. Do me a favor. Can you guys, everybody's there, type commercial project. Type commercial project. And bid date. We have a bid date. So let's say the bid date is going to be the end of the, so let's just say 05-17-2013. So my bid date is the end of this class, guys. Contractor name, telephone number, customers, all this. My expectation, guys, is you will be filling this information. For the time being, you really don't have to do anything. You can come back at any time and fill this information. Does that make sense? The only thing I want you guys to do is the commercial project and the bid time right now. So later on, I'll show you how to come back and fill this information at your own convenience. Okay? Everybody's okay with that? Do the commercial project, and the time is 5/17/2003. I would like you guys to fill this info later on. If you scroll down, can you guys see that? When you go there, you have the contractor name, telephone address, customer address, customer telephone, fax, customer email, all this information, type of the job, job address, contractors, all the contractors that you have, address, and also contractor email, contact, proposal date, all this information. I would like you guys to fill it later on as we move. So for the time being, I just want a commercial project and the bid date. Cool? It looks like we have a contractor name, telephone number, customer name, address, phone number, customer, all the information about the customer.
There's a contractor on the bottom.
And there's a contractor. You can ignore the contractor. Just put one contractor, one customer, and the job address. Can you see with the job address? There's another contractor, I don't know, contractor address. Oh, that was contractor phone number though. Can you just see the contractor name and telephone? Then it continues with the contractor address. See what I mean? So the contractor address is at the bottom. So we have a contractor, job address, and a customer address. And I would like you guys to fill this based on based on what you have done with your friend Chad for your commercial project. Cool? All right. Number two, if you guys hit notes here, you can write yourself a note, any note that you want. We're not going to write anything here. If you hit users, this is where you can, Darren, you can assign a different users for different projects. If you are the master estimator and you want to assign certain jobs for certain estimators, this is where you do it. We're not going to touch it. Directories, if you hit those directories, this is where all your project is saved on your own computer. Your project is saved on your computer. You have application, jobs, backup, everything. Does you guys say C drive? Everything is saved into C drive. So if you're looking for the job information, if you're looking for your job information, you're going to find it under user, public, document, McCormick system, win product / data. Can you guys see that? That's where the project is being stored. Cool. We're not going to do anything with these. So go back to details. Can you guys go back to details? And when you have just said commercial project, when you did the commercial project and the date, can you guys give me a thumbs up that we're good? Okay, everybody's good. Brian, we're good. Okay. Now before you go anywhere, do you see where it says set up? First, you type the name of the project. Then you need to set up the project. In order to do estimation, guys, you will be a fool to do estimation from scratch. You have to use, when you use the software, you have to use a blueprint or a background or a scratch paper to start with. It loads all the information about the system for you instead of starting from scratch. That's how McCormick works. So do me a favor, right here, do you see where it says set up? Everybody can see set up. Click on set up, will you? Okay, set up. Hit new. Okay, we did the summary bid proposal. Okay, we don't want to do that. Okay, when you set up, okay, so we don't need to do anything on that one here. Bid summary and bid proposal, they're all the same. Oops. Okay, cancel that one. Do me a favor, guys. If you get the hit up, do you see what it says exit setup? Just hit exit setup. Exit setup. And you go back to the same screen. We're not going to do anything. Hit close. Everybody hit close here. Close. Okay. Do you see that page? That's the single most important page that you're going to see. After you type the name of the project and the information, and you close out of that page, it's going to refer you to this project, and it's going to tell you, do you want to go copy stuff from an existing project to expedite the process for you? This is very, very important, guys. So we have an electrical. So what this allows you to do, Aaron, is allows you to copy an existing setup of a project that your company is doing all the time, the way they set up their projects. Copy it to the new project. Instead of you guys typing everything, it will allow you to copy everything from an existing project. So what McCormick does is they have a sample job electrical. Everybody's defaulted to sample job electrical. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go to the sample job electrical. The software is going to go. And I would like the software to copy the labels. Can you guys click the labels? I want the labels to be copied instead of creating them from scratch. I want the job categories to be also, it's already clicked on. Job specific parts. Job detail. I don't want to click job detail and job takeoff. If you click job detail and job takeoff, you know what happened? It pulls all the takeoff from this sample project. We don't want to do that. Can you guys, saved extension, can you click on this one, saved extension, and bid summary? These are, and again, I'm not an estimator, these are the single most important things that you need for any estimating, from my understanding of this software, guys. You need all the labels to be copied from an existing project. It will expedite the process for you. You need the labor categories to be copied, the job specific parts, temporary parts that you can put there, copied there, so if you want to use them, you can use them. You need the saved extension instead of creating your own extension. You need the extension reports and the bid summary. Can you guys, when you clicked all these, except the two job details and takeoff, can you guys give me a thumbs up so we can move on that? Okay. When you have done that, can you see, do you see where it says paste here? Hit paste, and it gives you this warning. It says, are you sure if you do that to a real project, you have just eliminated everything in that project? So yes, no problem. Yes, okay. So gentlemen, you have just pasted basically an existing setup of a project into your new electrical project. Okay, so hit OK again, and you are good to go. What we did, guys, we created the name of a project. We copied an existing setup of a project, so it expedited the process. And then we copied it from an existing project. And did you guys hit Adam and Joe? Did you guys hit paste? And okay, when you're done with paste, just hit close, and you go back to this screen. Cool. All of you guys in this screen. This is how McCormick works. McCormick works, guys, in 5 steps. 5 steps, no more. 5 steps. Step number 1 is, can you guys see step 1? Job. Step 2, labels. Step 3, takeoff. Step 4, extension. Step 5, bid summary. These are the 5 steps that you guys are going to do to learn McCormick. Basically, take off the project with McCormick. So do me a favor. Let's go first to step number 1, job. Click on job. When you click on job, guys, step number 1, it tells you all the jobs that you are currently working on. Can you guys see that? All the jobs that you're currently working on. One more time. So when you go, I'm going to go back to where you were. Here's step number 1 is jobs. Click on jobs. That's where we were. That's where we were when we set up our project, right? So do me a favor, double click on the commercial project. See where it says commercial project? Double click on it. What this did, can you guys see at the top? It loaded the commercial project for you. It loaded your commercial project. You're ready to go. You are inside your commercial project. Kerry, my friend, you have multiple jobs here. If you click on jobs, you can load any of these projects inside the same software. Any of these projects can be loaded in the same software. So you can click on jobs at any time, guys, and close it. You already, you can click on it and work. So for example, later on, guys, when I want you to do the detail, you click on this, go to do the detail, click on jobs, and where it says detail, can you guys see detail? It takes you back to the page that we were in, and type what Chad wants you to type right in there. When you're done, close it, just cross out of it, and you go back to these 5 steps. McCormick runs on 5 steps. Step number 1, set up your job. We're done with setting up the job. Any question, guys? Yes, sir.
Where does it back up to?
It backs up to the C drive, your C drive, a location in your C drive.
So I mean, if you back up and then you accidentally go over it again, is it going to go back to that backup?
You can go back and pick it up from the backup. Yep, absolutely. One thing about McCormick, guys, it saves auto. So it does not ask you to save. It always saves. Everything you do is saved. It's auto save. So it's not going to prompt you to save, or it saves it. No synchronized with Central. Everything is in your C drive. I guess you can put it in the network too. Okay. Any question, guys, about step number 1, which is the jobs? That's how you set up your jobs. So close that one. Any question about step number 1? Remember, 5 steps. Then we're done. 5 steps. Okay. Step number 2, labels. Click on labels. Can you guys see step number 2, labels? Click on labels. Now you are in a window. You can adjust your window slightly. You know, can you guys see that you can adjust your window to fit? Here's my label. Adjust it slightly. Okay. This is one of the single most important things, guys, about the estimating software. Here's what labels mean. You guys remember when we were taking off the material? Do we want to know how many EMT conduit have we taken under E5, under power, under floor 1, under building, for base bed? It allows you to slice your project. These are all 5 ways of slicing your project. For example, let me tell you what that means. If you guys look at this, I can make the software have a category when I spit the information that tells me, starting right here, it will tell me how many 3/4 inch EMT conduit have I taken under E2, for power, for floor 2, for building C, for base bed. Does that make sense? And then I can also make a category for me to tell me how many 3/4 inch have I taken under E say E2 for lighting, for floor 1, or for floor 2, or for floor 3, any of these floors, for any one of these buildings, under any one of these beds. What this allows you guys, this is when you take off the project, it gives you a list of set of materials that you can use and utilize to manage the project. So if you want to know how many 3/4 of an inch you need for lights, no problem. Based on these slices, it will give you the lights. Do me a favor. Can you guys start with the bid? It says bid package here. At least you need a base bid. That's the bid they're going to submit. Then they allow you guys to have addendums here, add or deduct. You can put to your bid. You can add to your bid or deduct from your bid. We're not going to do that at this time, but you could alternative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 addition, and then you have deduction, guys. So you can add or deduct from these systems. For the time being, we're doing only base bid. We're not adding or deducting. Cool. Can I have thumbs up, Chad, for that? That's why make sure the base bid only is clicked. Don't click anything else other than the base bid. Okay, go to the next category, guys. The next category, it says building A, B, C, and site. How many buildings do we have for this project? One building. So go unclick building B, unclick building C. Please leave the site off. We have the site because we're going to be working on the site. So I need to know information about building A site. Building A site. Cool? All right, so that's under building. Under floors, how many floors do we have for this building? One floor. So do me a favor. Go click floor 2, unclick floor, all the floors except floor 2. They also put building and service here, guys. So this is to get you, like if you're doing system at the building, not in the floor, power around at the building, not in the floor itself, in the outside of the building, you can assign them to the building. So leave building and service here too. Building and service. So we're going to be taking stuff under for the floor, for the building, on the building, and for the service. As we trench and come to the building, that will be under service. Cool? Everybody knows this is really, you don't have to do any of these. You can put them all in one floor and do the takeoff, and the answer will be the same. This will help you manage the project. How do you slice the pie? As you give it to your project managers and estimators to manage your project. Okay. Systems. The system that we're going to be taking system power, lighting, fire alarm, security, special system. What else did we have, guys? Security. We have fire alarm security. We're going to change this one into, we have security. What else? Let's call this one, instead of special system, phone data. Can you guys say phone? Type this just phone and data. So let's make this one phone data systems. So I'm going to name it phone data system. Oh, by the way, can I add to any of this? You can add as many slices as you want under any one of them. Okay. Floor ducts. We don't have a floor ducts. Did we use any floor ducts for this project? If you put conduit, you can leave them. If you did anything, remember, if it's there and you did not use it, it wouldn't affect what you done. It's there for you to use it. And by the way, say if I forgot another category that I want to add later on, no problem. Come at any time, and you can come at any time and add or edit any of these. Okay, so let's leave the floor ducts. I'm just so we have power, lighting, fire alarm, security, phone and data systems. What else did we do for the commercial project? That will be under power. We do now. If I want to know the mechanical disconnects and the controller in a specific category, you're absolutely right. I can put here mechanical disconnect. Do you see what I mean? So can I add all other categories? Can I add just the mechanical equipment, just the mechanical room equipment only here? Absolutely. So these are the typical things, guys, you take based on systems, power, lighting, fire alarm, security, phone. And you can. So if you want to know how many EMT conduit you need for fire alarm system, bring it on. Okay, now we go to the sheets or units. Do me a favor, under sheets, I would like you guys to go to the first one, and I want to put E1. How many E's did we have for this project? Was it E10? Was it 10 E's? Do we have E like E 1.2 or 11 of them? Okay, so you guys will modify it to fit what you did. I want you guys to start with the following. Let's say type E1 here, and the one underneath it, I would like it to be E2. And the third one, now Darren is saying, why on earth would you put E1, Chad, when there's nothing on E1, right? There's nothing on E1 to take. Just put them there, guys. You don't have to use them. If you put them there, you don't have to use them. So E3, that will get you all the way. Can you guys type them all the way to E10, E4? If you have E something point, please go ahead and do it too. So I'm going to type this one also E5. And I'm going to continue. Just type over it, E6. And I don't want a unit and so forth, E7, all the way to E8, E9, E10. E9. And when you reach the bottom, guys, you can click and it keeps adding. E10. Do we have more than E10?
We don't actually need like the title sheet symbols, right?
You know what? You're absolutely right. But just put them there so it shows how many. When you print your outcome, guys, it will show how many sheets you have. It's a good indication for you how many sheets you have. You're absolutely right. Am I going to be taking under E2 as symbols yet? Should I be taking things under symbols? No. Just to know how many sheets you have. I like do it for Chad. Line up with all the sheets that you have. So okay, when you guys are done, can you give me a thumbs up? Say Chad, we're good with that one. Everybody good? Kerry, my friend, we're good? Okay, so we have 10 sheets. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Any comments, any questions about that one? Before I leave this one, guys, again, there's a lot of details. I will walk you with the big picture, the devil in the details. Can you guys see what it says M here, multiplier? If you see what multiplier 1, if you want to multiply this floor by 5, everything that you have taken under floor 1 will be multiplied by 5. So it allows you, if you take 5 stories all the same, instead of taking them 5 times, you take them 1 time and you hit, instead of 1 here, you hit 5, bam, it takes it multiplied by 5. Okay, we're not going to do that yet. We could have taken one apartment if they're all the same, which is typically not far away from the truth. They're very close, 95% the same, or 98. You could have taken one of them multiplied by 5. But that would be easy though. We're not after the easier. Any question, guys, about setting up that? These are called labels, extension labels. Extension labels. That's all what I want you to do, guys, in extension labels. Now, made a mistake, at any time you close that label. Can you guys see we close exit here? You can come back and work on it at any time. You can open it and close it at any time. Cool? Got my labels? Everybody got the labels, guys? Okay, now, when you're done with your labels, gentlemen, you are ready to do the takeoff. That's it. You're ready to do the takeoff. Any question about step 1 and 2? Now we're done with 2 steps. In less than what? 20 minutes? We're done with 2 steps. See how easy that is? In less than 20 minutes, you're done with 2 steps. Okay. Takeoff is the place where we're going to spend a lot of time, guys. So click takeoff. Okay. When you do the takeoff, you guys have these windows here. Everybody have the same windows that I have? When you do the takeoff, the single most important thing about the takeoff is, Darren, you're going to tell the software, which bid am I working under? You have to tell the software, I'm working under base bid, under building A, floor 1, power, E1. Everything you take off right under this label will be assigned to this label. Okay, so if I don't want that, if I want to do power, I have to go find the sheet that talks about power. Which sheet talks about power? Okay, so the first thing you need to do first, before you do anything else, click over here, make sure, am I in the base bed? Yup, I am. Okay, click over here. Am I on building A, or should I go to building B, or should I go building C? We only have one building. Am I taking things under site? If you're taking the things under the site, you click this one, flip it into site. So everything you have taken, wire, conduit, equipment, will be assigned to this label. Who cares? At the bottom line, you're gonna come up with one number, guys. It helps you manage the project after you land the project, the bid. So that's how you manage the. You can tell the software can tell you how many PVC conduit for the site you need for the site. So that will help you manage the project, really. Okay, so let's just keep it, guys, for the time being on building A. Floor 1, I don't have any other than floor 1 anyway, so or if I'm doing service or building, let's say we're floor 1, so click on floor 1. Power, right now I'm doing power. If I want to do lights, what do you do for lights? Click on lights, now you switch to lights. If I'm going to be doing, oops, now if you lost your extension like I did, edit, where the heck did it show up? Takeoff, one of these options. Well, the easiest way, if you lost the top like I did, guys, you can go back. The easiest way really is to go back here and go one more step. Can you see that? You can go labels and come back here. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna do my power. Here's my power. I can flip this one to security if I'm doing security. I can flip this one to phone data if I'm doing phone data. Same thing, guys. You start with the sheet. Which sheet am I working on? I'm working on sheet 4. What's sheet 4, William? What is sheet 4 for the project that we do? What did we say about sheet 4? Power? Is it power?
Site plan.
Site plan. Okay. Let's say I'm working on a site plan. P4. I'm going to go to, give me the power. Which one was one of them was the power? E3?
E6.
E6. So I'm going to go to E6, guys. That's the power. Then I have to assign, because I'm doing power, I'm going to assign it to power. And I'm going to assign it to floor 1. I'm going to assign it to building A and base bed. Now, gentlemen, you're telling the software, please, everything I take, put it under this label, which is E6, power, floor 1, building A, base bed. Everybody's okay with that? Okay, so now before you start taking off, you have to adjust the labels. If you made a mistake and you did not adjust them, you can always shift them from one to another. But really, if you guys do it from the get-go, get into the habit of putting your labels right before you start taking off, then you don't have to monkey around with shifting them and adjusting them and so forth. Okay, so that's the software. Do me any question, guys, about that? Any questions? Any questions about this? So can you guys go to E6, power, floor 1, building A, base bed? I'm going to take off a few things. Now you're ready to do the takeoff. You're ready to do the takeoff. When you do the takeoff, guys, the most important thing, takeoff menu. Can you guys see this takeoff menu? Oh, by the way, if you lost this, say you lost this, you lost all of them. When you're working, you lost all your audit trail and everything. The easiest way, you lost all of them, right? The easiest way is go back one step to label and forward one step to takeoff and bring it back. Did you guys hear me? Instead of the easiest way, just go back one step, go back forward, and then reset it back to the view that you want. Cool? You can adjust it. So here's my view. We put our labels. The second important thing is when you put, now you're ready to do the takeoff. You're ready to do the takeoff. When you do the takeoff, let me walk you through the menu. The single most important area for the takeoff is this is your library. This is your menu. That's where you're going to be picking up from. All right. I want to walk you guys through this one. First of all, can you guys see where it says wire at the top? Are you guys wire? Can you guys click on wire here? Are you at wire? Click wire. Click copper. Click stranded. Click stranded. Right? So now I am picking up a wire, copper, stranded, and it will tell you right here. You can expand this slightly here. Can you guys see I'm expanding it? And it will tell you copper THHN stranded wire, or do you want to use XHHW? You're always defaulted to copper THHN wire indoor, right? So double click on that one. If you guys follow with me, you will never go lost. So if I want to take wire, just wire, cool, I can go click on wire, copper, stranded, and THHN. This is my library. It will spit every single wire THHN in this window. That in this window. Can you guys see that? When you adjust it here, it will spit it right here. Can you guys see that? Now we have 14, 12, 10, 8, all the way. Can you guys see that? All the way to 1,000. One more time. Do you see how I guys picked up the wire first? Copper, stranded, and THHN. Now, Darren, what you see is what you get. This is not a feeder. This is not a branch circuit. This is a wire. So if you take 100 feet of it, it will be 100 feet of number 14. So let's just do this. Can you guys go to number 12? Click on number 12. Can you guys see how I put my arrow right next to number 12? Everybody can see that? I put my arrow right next to number 12. So I'm taking number 12, THH and cover stranded. Can you guys see right here at the bottom where it says 0? Type 100. I will take 100 feet of this wire. I will take off 100 feet of this wire. Cool? When you type 100, do me a favor, hit enter. Do you guys see what it does to it? It drops it right into your audit. This is called Audit Trail Advanced. It will drop it right here as 100 feet of THHN wire. You're done. Now, how hard is that? Can you guys see that? Okay, so that's how the system works in terms of wire. So if you need wire, now either you go wheel it. I'll show you how to wheel it, or you really can use your ruler and get your measurement and just say 100 feet, and you will type them in there, hit enter. It will take off a 100 number 12 THHN cover stranded into your audit trail. FYI, all the wires I'm going to use for this project, the commercial project, is stranded copper. So when you deal with wires, we're dealing stranded copper.
You do both. How can you do measure it and then add like extra distance for like go up and down?
You can. I'll show you that one in a second. I'm showing you guys the easiest way without even using the wheeler yet, is just you can measure and type the things. Cool? Okay. So that's a wire. Now suppose I want to have aluminum. Can you guys see? Say if I want to go to aluminum, God forbid, double click on aluminum, double click on stranded, double click on THHN. Gentlemen, you have just changed everything here into aluminum. Can you guys see that? You can go take off wires as an aluminum. You can see it start with number 6 because we don't use this in number 6 alone. Can I have thumbs up, Chad? We know how to deal the wires at least. Okay. And we have medium voltage and so forth. Let's go back to copper, guys. Go back to copper, stranded. If you're outside, do we have anything outside? Yeah, we have the service. When you're outside, you need something for what location? Can you guys say it says CUXHHW? You grab that baby. Here's a CUXHHW stranded. That's the wire they're going to be using that's coming to your building. The wire that's going to be using coming to your building. Cool? I need you to give me a thumbs up about wires. Everywhere you want to go, find the wires, go stranded, go copper, inside THHN, outside XHHW. Cool? All right, now, we don't take wires, guys. A wire is what you see is what you're going to get. We're going to take assemblies. Assemblies go under branch circuit. Can you guys see branch circuit here? Click on branch circuit. When you hit the branch circuit, that's how the software identifies it. When you hit the branch circuit is not a wire. A branch circuit is a wire and a conduit and a connector, all these in one. Did you guys hear the difference between a wire and a branch circuit? When you say branch circuit, you're picking up a conduit and wire in the same takeoff. Okay, so we're using EMT. We're going to use DS strap. That's the strap they're going to use. Are we doing it on concrete? So let's just pick up DS strap. That's the strap you're going to be using. And underneath it here, it will ask you, very important, Darren, it will ask you, what type conductor you're going to be using in this EMT conduit. 99% of the time we're using number 12, guys. So double click. Can you guys see where it says number 12 here? Double click on it. Now you have picked a branch circuit, EMT branch circuit, that in the conduit, all the conduits, different size of conduits, they have number 12 conductor. Here's your option. Can you guys see your option here? You can take an EMT conduit with 2 conductors, number 12, or 3, or 4, or 5, or 6, or 7, or 8. Did you guys hear me? Up to 8 conductors, you can take off up to 8 conductors in a conduit. So, and shoot them all the way to the panel, and the software will assign. Look what, if you pick up, let's just go pick up the 8. Click on the 8, can you? Right here. Click on 8. Can you guys see? Now, if I take off, let's take 100 of these. Let's just take 100. Okay, put 100 and hit enter. Can you guys see it goes down all the way as 100? Now, gentlemen, what you have taken is, you have taken 100 feet of 3/4 of an inch with all the couplings that comes with it, all the connectors that comes with it, and all the conductors, and you have taken a 100 of 8 conductors number 12. So that would be 8, like 800 number 12 you have taken. because there are 8 conductors in that conduit. Does everybody understand what the branch circuit versus a wire? A branch circuit is a combo of a conduit and a wire. Okay? Does that make sense, Jamie? So, gentlemen, you have taken a branch circuit in EMT. A branch circuit as an EMT.
Why do I delete something off the audit?
Good point. So I made a mistake. I want to delete. Can you guys, let's go delete the first thing, the conductors. Click on it. It becomes, can you see it becomes black? Box is black, and hit delete. And hit delete. Are you sure you want to delete it? No problem. Bring it on. See how easy that is? If you made a mistake, guys, if you made a mistake, and instead of going monkeying around with it, just hit delete, take it over. You can do it as many times as you wish. As many times as you wish. As many times as you wish. So that's your EMT. Your EMT. So that's most of the time. Okay, how are we going to take this building, guys? The way we're going to take our building, we're going to be using, because I have to tell you what type of wire methods when you take off this building. So Joe, we're going to be taking EMT conduits in a roof, in the ceiling for home runs, inside the walls, when you do the walls, guys, for receptacles, and for lights, when you tie to the lights, we're going to be using MC cable. Did you guys hear me? So when you group them up, first you have to group your circuit in the ceiling in J boxes, shoot them all the way to the panel. Then inside the walls, we're going to be moving with a mirror studs with an MC cable from one receptacle to another, to the third, to the fourth, and pick them up. Take them all the way to where? To a junction box in the ceiling, put them in 3/4 of an inch, and shoot them all the way to the panel. So that's the wiring method that we're going to be using. So I showed you guys the EMT. How about if we're going to go cables? Can you guys see where at the bottom here says cables? Cables. Can you guys see cables? BX cable, this is MC cable, AC cable. We don't want to use this one. We're going to use MC cable. MC cable with, let's use MC cable with term 20. I can't see that one. Let's use, can you guys see MC cable? With terminal 20 feet and so forth. So let's use an MC cable. Can you get double click on MC cable? Cable with term, and no, we're not using an MC, we're using MC cable. Everybody got the MC cable? Okay. Okay, when you click on MC cable, here's your option. You have 14.2, 14.3, 14.4. We're going to always use, guys, we're always using 12. So let's go click on 12. Say I'm going to be using, here's how I suggest to do it. And again, you can do it any way, shape, or form. Always work with 12.4. Why 12.4? Everybody knows why 12.4? When you have a receptacle here, guys, if you circuit them right, you should use a multi-wire branch circuit. Now, Darren, a multi-wire branch circuit needs how many conductors? 4. Phase A, phase B, phase C, and a neutral. So when you take an MC cable with 4, you can pick 3 circuits out of that sucker. So I can come over here, pick up circuit 1, circuit 2, and circuit 3. They have to be the multi-wire branch circuit, if you circuit them right. If you did not circuit them right in your project, guys, take them as if they were circuited right, because you're the electrician, you're going to wire them. If the engineer is dumber than a rock and did not put the circuit like 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, and 5, okay, that's multi-wire branch circuit. If they're not 1, 3, 5 in one area, make him 1, 3, 5 when you take them off, because that's how we're going to do it. A good electrician, it saves you money. So you're going to be taking them, guys, as 4, 12.4. So let's say click on 12.4, will you? By the way, we're not using 14 at all. No 14. We're not using any 14. So 12.4. When we take 12.4, guys, suppose that, Kerry, my friend, you want to measure the distance for 12.4 all the way around the building, and don't split hair. If half of this wall is 12.4 and the other half is supposed to be 12.2, just take it at 12.4. You know, otherwise you're going to be splitting hair too much. You know, use your judgment. So if all of them, I'm going to take a 12.4 and loop this room all with 12.4. Pick up 3 circuits, take them all the way up to the ceiling. Okay, that's you measure it. Make sure you go up 12 feet. In this building, we're going up 12 feet to the ceiling, to your J box. And when I measured all this, I came up with 200 feet. Here's my 200 feet. Hit 200 feet, gentlemen. And what do? Hit enter. You have taken MC cable, 12.4, multi-wire branch circuit, 3 phases and a neutral, to loop all 3 circuits in your commercial building with a metal studs. So that's basically what you have taken. Any comments, any question for this?
Does that include straps and stuff?
That will include the straps and the connectors. Straps and connectors. Include, when you take a branch circuit as an MC cable, you include the wire, well, it's a cable. You include the cable, include the connectors that goes to the cable, or include the straps. Well, and some of them guys might not have a strap because if you're fishing him in a metal studs, you don't want to strap it. You don't need to strap it.
Redheads?
Huh?
Well, you're gonna need redheads too, I think. So
Oh, you mean the anti-short, these little things? Yeah, these are not with MC cable, AC cable. These are required for AC cable. You're right. But these are peanuts too. They're not. Can I have thumbs up, Chad? We know how to take an MC cable, an AMP conduit as a branch circuit. As a branch circuit. Guys, this software is so detailed. For those of you who are going to be estimating, I encourage you to jump around and putz around with it. I don't know everything about everything on this menu. So unlike you, I have to jig and say, what do they mean by this? When you become a good estimator, that's going to spend a lot of time with this library. You understand it fully. As a matter of fact, Zach, you modify it to fit your own need. You have to modify it to fit your own need. But that's a face value what we got. Okay, I got you guys wire. I got you guys conduit, branch circuit. Now PVC. Did we use PVC outdoor for this project? Yeah, we use PVC. Okay, so let's say with you guys use it for the lights, right? Let's say we're going to use a PVC Schedule 40, the cheapest. Click on PVC. What size PVC we're going to be using? PVC, just click on with part, no straps, nothing, PVC and parts. I would say if we're going outdoor, no straps, right? Just PVC, no straps. It's laid in a trench.
There's an underground.
There's an underground one. Okay, let's go use thank you. And that's where you guys look and see what the best option. Thank you. There's a PVC underground. Yes, sir. Well, now there are two things. When you do the service, that's a feeder. That's a big feeder. We're talking about the one that's going to the lighting fixtures. If you guys use that, yeah, okay. So grab that one and go. We're gonna go with. Yes, sir. 80 is for physical damage. So if Chad Curdy's car is to run into a conduit, that's your physical damage. You need an 80. So if it's underground, does it really matter? What are you going to run into in underground? And if you, it's thickness. It's big, thick thing. So your default is 40. Now, when you go outdoor, guys, you don't want to. When you go outdoor, you don't want to go less than for a parking lot. You don't want to go less than number 10 or number 8. I want to go even use number 8. You guys know why we did number 8 for a parking lot? Voltage drop. Thank you. You got it. Okay, so here's all my conduits for the parking lot. And how many conductors? Now, I have 48. Here's my advice for all of you. Use, Darren, walk with multi-wire branch circuits. 3 phases and a neutral. So if you guys went outdoor and you have, I don't know how many circuits you have, 2 circuits, then you can go grab, in this case, we're going to grab 3 conductors. If it's 2 circuits, why 3 conductors? We're going to have phase 1, hot 1, hot 2, and a neutral. And also you need a ground with it because it doesn't have come up with a ground. Make sure you account for this one, you're going to count the ground. So you're going to have 4 conductors. So these will be phase 1, phase 2, neutral coming between both of them, and a ground. Cool? And click on it like I said here. How many of them you go measure, 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 measure? How many? Let's say 500. Hit 500. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, when we do this one, very good point. When we're doing takeoff, I'm just exercising, guys. You have to switch yourself to E3 because we're doing site plan, right?
You also have to switch from floor 1
To service, and you're absolutely right, guys. Thank you. When you take, before you take off, ask yourself, am I taking off the things like I'm taking power, but I can. Let's go flip that one right away. So let's just say this is under E3. Here's E3, very easy. And this would be under power, still power, my option. And instead of floor, I have a building or a site service. You know what? Let's say, I'm going to say, okay, this is outdoor. So I'm going to say building. and I'm going to say site. Can you guys see that? So I took, this is the best scenario to describe where I am right now, E3 power building site, and I'm going to have 8, how many did they say I'm going to have? 500, gentlemen, hit enter. Can you guys see that the stuff that I have taken, gentlemen, can you guys see the stuff that I have taken disappeared from the bottom here? But every time you change the label, whatever you have taken under this previous label will disappear. When I say disappear, just not disappear really. It will, you're not going to see it because you're not looking at that label. You're just looking at that window. To see it, you have to go back to the same window that you're in. The software has it. It's in the background. Okay? So I have taken, gentlemen, 4 conductors number 8 in a 3/4 of an inch PVC schedule for you. Now, if you decided to use an inch, guys, so there is an inch actually here. Here's a 4 PVC schedule area underground. I have 5 conductors in an inch. Here's a 4 conductors. Oh, these are number 6. If you decided to use different than what the software give you, your only option, guys, is to take it as a wire and a conduit, a separate conduit and a separate wire. I'll show you how to do that one. Conduit and a wire, not as a branch circuit. Now we're under branch circuit. What you see is what you get, guys. These are already pre-assembled cookie cutter for you. You can modify them, but this is not the place for it. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? Yes, sir.
So what I'm actually get is the size of conduit based on the wire size that we're using.
Yes. What size of wires do you guys use? 10?
Yeah, so if we switch to a 6, it'll pick a super different.
Yep. You're going to pick it based on the design that you guys have done. You have to do some, at least number 10 outdoor. At least number 10. Okay. Any question, guys, about taking PVC schedule for EMT and a branch circuit? Can I have thumbs up, Chad? We understand that one? Yes? No? Andrew? We're good? Okay, so that's basically what your branch circuit is. Let me take you guys to feeders before we go anywhere else. Can you guys see what it says under feeders? And I'm picking the stuff that you're going to be encountering for this project. There's a lot of other things. Click on feeder. The difference between a branch circuit and a feeder, guys, it gives you bigger conduits, the same thing. Bigger conduits, bigger conductors. So see if I'm going to take the service coming to my building. Here's feeder. I'm going to use, for the service, I'm going to use schedule 80. And I'm going to use PVC and parts, PVC, stub-ups. We're going underground, right? We're going from the service. Let's use this one and see what that would give us. And double click on that. Okay, here's my options for the stub-ups. I have, okay, we don't want to use stub-ups. Go to PVC. Let's use PVC here. The first one. PVC schedule 80. Let's use, what was the size that you guys use? 4 inch? Here's a 4 inch. 2.5. Schedule 80 PVC. When you go 2.5, it will get you 2.5 conduits. These are just giving you, it's not giving you a wire with it. It's not giving you a wire, guys. So you are on your own. It's not giving you a feeder. Is not, this one is not giving you a wire. I don't know if I'm missing something here. So if it doesn't give you a wire, guys, yep, you're going to go back to wire and take the wire separate. Then remember, when you take the wire, you have to multiply by how many sets of them you have, you know. So it looks like it's not giving you it's not assembly. Maybe if we pick EMT, I don't know if EMT will get you. Here's EMT actually giving you, but we're not using EMT. So for example, let's just say the feeders also, there's a feeder from the service into the receptacle panel, guys. That's an EMT. Grab an EMT. What was the size that you guys used for the receptacle panel? Let's just say a 3/0. Here's a 3/0. Can you guys see that? Now you got yourself a feeder with a conduit. It seems the PVC, they did not have a conduit wires. If they don't have a wire, it's very simple. Take it as a conduit and take the wire separate. EMT actually does. So we're going to use, I'm using 3/0 in EMT with DS straps. And I'm going to use, how many of them do I need? 4 of them for the panel. Let's just say 4. and this was under power, so that's number 6. Power, building, not site. I'm going to go back to building A, and I'm going to take the feeder was 50 feet and hit enter. Okay, hit enter. When you have feeders, guys, when you have a feeder, when you measure your distances, make sure you add 6 feet on both ends. When you do a feeder, add 6. When you measure, you know how to measure. If you're going to go up vertical, make sure you count that one 12 feet, 6 feet from each end to the feeder, and drop them in here. Cool. Any question, guys, about the feeder? So the single most important things, Darren, my friend, is you're going to play with the software, like I said, and find the ones that exactly match yours, and they change it from year to year. And sometimes we have, this is the newest version that we got, so even different than I've seen it last year, but that's very similar. The concept is similar. We're going to use EMT inside the building. We're going to use PVC outside the building. We're going to use MC cable, like I showed you guys, for branch circuits. So we got the branch circuits, we got the feeders. What else do we need to do? So these are for branch circuit and feeders. Okay, so let's go to, and again, then a good estimator start asking themselves about a lot of other things. For example, grounding. If you guys go under grounding, huh? I don't know. I really don't know. I have to take it off. I'm sure they have some constraints on that. I would use feeders unless you want to have some constraints. If you take it off and see what they might have, add certain things to it at the end, assume there's 6 feet to it. I really don't know. I have to take it off to see.
Actually, the constraints gives you wire size.
Well, they all do if you use EMT. But if you use PVC, we were at the PVC when we couldn't find it. The PVC, does it give you? PVC, actually, PVC schedule 4, it gives you some wire size. No, it doesn't even. It's not giving me any wire. Okay. I would use feeder unless, yeah. PVC 40 underground. There you go. PVC 40 underground. Thank you. So that's where you guys going to be putzing around and looking at the, here's my advice. If you find a conduit with a wire, that's the easiest way. If you can't find a conduit with a wire, what do you need to do? Take him as a conduit and take him as a wire. Okay? So here's a PVC schedule 40. Did we find 80 though, underground? No, we don't have 80. So 40, because 40 is the most common, guys, underground. Why do you want to put 80 underground anyway? It's buried underground. So 40 is the most common underground, so that makes a lot of sense to use. Why don't you use it for the service underground, but as you exit from the ground, you can just put an 80. Okay, any comments, guys? Any questions about that? Any comments, any questions? Okay, before I let that one in, so we went to wires, guys. We went to feeders. I'm gonna go to grounding. If you guys go to grounding, cover ground rod with clamps. If you click on cover ground rod with clamps here, it will tell you here's all the cover ground rods with clamps that you can use here. We're gonna use the largest for this project, 3/4 inch by 8 ground rod with a clamp, and we're gonna use 3 of them. All what you have to do is just type 3, gentlemen, here, and off it goes with the ground rods. Okay, let's go to devices. I'm going to go back to device because that's very important. Go to devices. So any question, guys, about the branch circuits and the feeders and the conduit and the wire? Branch circuits, feeders, conduit, wires. And the devil in the details, when you start playing with this software, guys, you're going to find a lot of good stuff with it. Devices. The most important thing for devices, guys, I'm going to give you a break in 10 minutes here. The most important thing for devices is one little thing. Spec. We need the spec type devices. So go devices, not standard. I'm going to go to spec. Spec is more expensive. When you click on spec, you're going to have spec switches or spec receptacles. So let's go to receptacle first. Here's my receptacle. I have 15 or 20. All your receptacles in a commercial building are going to be what? 20. So click on 20. And gentlemen, here's all your receptacles as a 20 duplex receptacle 20. So I have SS No, these are not switches. Receptacle.
No, but then why does it say SS on the right? That's a switch receptacle.
Duplex. No, no, no. Receptacles. They all say SS. I think it's the material SS that they're using with them. Duplex 22, 3. So here's your receptacle, guys. Duplex. Right underneath it, double duplex. Can you guys see D? Double duplex. They have duplex GFCI, duplex hospital grade, duplex insulated ground, surge protection, core whatever that is. Yeah, what? Corrosive. Thank you. That probably corrosive. And I'll show you guys where to find all these acronyms. They have a grocery the way you can find all of these. So most of the time you're going to be right in here. So here's my receptacles. When you count your receptacles, either you count them by the counter or you count them by hand. And all my receptacles are in the power, and I have 80 of them. Hit 80, gentlemen. You got yourself an 80 receptacles. You got yourself 80 receptacles. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? Switches. So the receptacles, and again, I don't expect all of you guys to be electricians. If you are all electricians and know the material, know how to take off, you wouldn't be in Chad's class. So when you do the material, you're going to do your best on the material. If you're a good estimator, you're going to understand your library fully, understand it fully. So when you start being an estimator, you're going to spend a lot of time understanding what the heck is this? What did it talk about here? And then you don't have to worry about power system analysis and short circuit, and you focus on one thing, and then you become an expert in your field of study. Okay, let's go to switches, will ya? Spec switches. Switches, all the switches that we're using, guys, are going to be 20 amp switches. Switches, so 20 amp. Okay, here's the switches. When you go to switches, it will tell you SP single pole switch, 2 single pole switches. So if I want to take this assembly, guys, I want to take this assembly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 switches in one box. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that will take 5 switches in one box, including the cover and the device and the box. Okay, can you guys see that? This is single pole, 5 switches right here. Click on this. So if I take, is this 5? Oh, no, here, Chad. 5 switches. So if you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I take this assembly, I have taken these 5 switches. A cover, a switch, and a box. Isn't that nice? You don't have to worry about the rest of them. So how many of these assembly do I have? I have 2 of them. All what you have to do is hit type 2 and hit enter. Now I put them under the wrong layer because these are with switches, but that's a different story. It should be on lighting. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Any comments? Any questions?
The only one that we have like that is going to be on the lighting panel one that does the main room, the open office room, and we have the switch for the lighting panel. So that's like a dimmer.
You mean low voltage?
The low voltage.
Yeah, these are high voltage switches. For the low voltage switches, we're going to dig deeper and see where we can find them. Low voltage switches. These are high voltage. Everything that you think is 20 amp. These are high voltage switches. High voltage switches.
Are you able to create your own assemblies?
You can create your own assemblies. You can create your own assemblies. You can modify, delete, do anything you want to do. But for the time being, let's just go through that. You see what I mean? Yeah, you can get rid of all this and start over if you want to. Okay, so these are my switches. Most of the time, guys, you're going to be taking a single switch like this or 2 switches.
Don't they download the cost for this though?
The cost is with it. Everything is assigned to it.
So if you modify your own, you have to enter in your own cost?
Yes. If you're smart enough to modify your own, you should be smart enough to put your right. That's every time you modify, guys, you have to put, you have to labor and material too. So what most of the people do is they take that as a background, modify it, keep the labor, and then adjust the price if they want to do it. Okay, so these are my switches, guys. And I want you to look here and look for things. I have box here. So if I need to take a box, 4 square box deep, an outlet boxes. Now these, remember, these are, you take them in the box right at the top of the suspended ceiling. So if you take a box, a 4-gang box, a square box deep, different a box ceiling outlet, handy box, all the boxes as a box, guys, you can take them. The most important thing probably is a 4-square box deep. You can take any of these, guys, surface mounted, surface recessed. You can take these boxes. These will come handy, guys, when you do what? When you do the when you do your conduits and your boxes in the ceiling, your conduits and your boxes in the ceiling. Any question, guys, about this? Well, this is the box that you're going to put right here in the ceiling to bring the conduit to it. Yeah, for grouping. Yeah, but yeah, you're going to put a box here, bring the EMT conduit to it, and take an MC cable to feed all your lights. You have to accommodate for that box. That's not a box where the receptacles are going to sit. That's already included in the takeoff. So, any comments, guys? Any questions? Any comments? Any questions about this project?
So we're going to have to measure, find what where the box is going to be, and then measure to all the lights that are.
Yes. Yes. My expectation with the takeoff, guys, is when you do the takeoff, you're gonna line up all your conduits in the light in the floor plate in the power and lighting. Very easy. A room like this, guys, if you put 3 J boxes here, start 1 J box here, or not J box, junction box here, 1 junction box here, 1 junction box there, and shoot the EMT conduit 3/4 of an inch in between them. And from these J boxes, you take a fixture web, which is MC cable, into each one of them. Done. So in a room, you're gonna end up.
Did you try to do it for getting all the 6 foot? You got 6 foot for each one of these?
Now, if you want the 6 foot only, then you have to kind of measure. But if you don't care, you don't have to have a 6 foot. Remember, you don't have to. You can have more than 6 feet. The only difference is if you have more than 6 feet, you have to support the MC cable. You know. Okay, so that's your devices and boxes. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? So that's what you're going to do your devices. If you look at motor, can you guys look at devices motor switch? Here's your motor switch. I have a motor switch, single, so I have 2 horsepower, 2 pole, 3 pole, 2 horsepower. These are switches that you can motor switch 3 pole, 1 to 2 horsepower. These are switches that you can use, guys, for your equipment, or one of them anyway, under devices. If you go industrial, you can find a whole lot of other things. We have blade power receptacles. You have a lot of things under industrial. We'll leave it until we get into the industrial, guys. Explosion-proof equipment, explosion-proof receptacles is here when we do the industrial. Okay, so what I would like you guys, you're going to spend a lot of time in under spec, really, for this project. Under spec, most of your stuff is under spec. Any comments, guys? Any questions for devices? So this will cover your receptacles, and we'll cover your switches, we'll cover your branch circuits, and we'll cover your feeders. Everything that we've done that so far.
What I've seen, like sometimes when you have the boxes with the light, they'll use that
Fixture web.
plastic, it's like the flex.
Fixture web.
Right.
Yep.
Go to it instead of-
Fixture web, you can assign a fixture web to a fixture, or you can, if you're using fixture web, guys, the code says it can't be more than 6 feet. Your fixture web. After 6 feet, you have to support it. But when you put your conduits, if you put your boxes and conduits close enough within 6 feet of every fixture, then you just take a fixture web and tie it to these boxes and group them as they move on.
Big conduit type plastic metal stuff.
Say it again.
They'll basically flex conduit that's not insulated.
You non-metallic?
Yeah.
Non-metallic? Yeah, you can use non-metallic flexible conduit. Typically metallic flexible conduit, half an inch or even less that they use for fixture web. So, any comments, guys? Any questions about these? Any comments? Any questions? I'm going to give you 5 minutes, and please be here in 5 minutes. And I'm going to continue, guys, with a couple of other takeoff, and then we'll take you to the bid summary, and we'll go from there. Guys, about using the software. So really the most important thing to spend really is in picking up the material. Just a quick summary, guys. If you're taking wires, you click on wire. What you see is what you get. Always moving branch circuits, EMT. There's also, and also we talked about cables. We went to cables and we used MC. We use MC cable. We talked about feeders, and you can use a lot of stuff. Like Darren said, if you go to PVC Schedule 40, we'll give you the conduits inside the underground. So you really can take all your conduits with wires underground right here. So what I'm hoping, guys, you spend some time just looking at how the layout of the system is before you start taking off. But what I'm showing you is going to help you a lot. Rigid, I don't think we use rigid and intermediate here, but they're here. Aluminum is here. Conduit. Trenching. Here's also trenching, guys. Excavation, trench and backfill. Shoring, we don't do shoring. Stand bedding, concrete bedding, and so probably trenching and backfill. And they get you a trench and backfill here, 6 by 18 trench. That's not bad. 6 by 18, 12 by probably 6 or 12 by 18 is what you're going to be using, and you can take how long the trench will take. Can you guys see that? So you have your trenching. You can add it to your system. I would use 24. Engineered project usual 24 deep. So you can use either 624 or 1224. 12 wide. We're using for the commercial project, guys. For the industrial project, you really need at least you probably for the commercial project you're using more than that. Well, the industrial is going to be different. For the commercial, if you use the 1224, that's more than what you need. 624 should get you there too. Okay, so that's basically the feeders. Devices, we talked about devices, guys. We talked about spec devices we're going to be using. Wire mold, boxes. When you are in the ceiling, Darren, and you want to group all your conduits into a junction box, you're going to be using a lot of boxes, deep box, square deep boxes. So if you take square deep boxes, they can group the EMT conduit to and shoot them all the way. That's a location we can get your. Here's a 4 square deep box, junction box, surface mounted in the ceiling. So you can put your EMT conduit and group all the branch circuit that you have taken all the way to the panel. Okay, telephone. We're not doing the telephone yet, but there's when you do the low voltages next week. By the way, please focus this week on power and lighting, okay? But you have telephone is here. For low voltage, I'm going to mention telephone and special system. If you go get a special system, can you see what you get? Your fire alarm, sound, hospital, PV, security. So all these, under each one of them, there's tons of the information that you need for every one of these systems. So here's my TV, here's my TV equipment, outlets. All these guys are right in here. So that's for the low voltage. For the voice and data, here's my voice, cables and data too. So there's for phone, guys, there's voice and data here. You can get the outlets, and you can the devices, and you're going to go do your best on the cables and so forth. 424, good enough for me. Platinum rated cable, that's good enough. Okay, so that's basically the takeoff. I want to bring any question, guys, about the devices and the feeders. Devices, feeders, and branch circuit. That's what you guys are going to be doing today. Devices, feeders, and branch circuit. Any question about that? Cat 5. Data is going. If you click on data, it should get you Cat 5e. There's a cable Cat 5e. That should get you there. There's racks, there's cabinets, there's outlets. So I'm interested a lot, mostly in, again, low voltage next week, guys. But if you're doing low voltage, I'm interested mostly in the cable and the outlets. Throw a couple of racks and cabinets. Okay, so that's basically the most important thing about this software, guys, is the menu. That menu is so important, so powerful, that can make your life easier or make you make it hard. I have site and highway. I don't know what's under site and highway. Poles, light poles. When you get your light poles, guys, you can pick your light poles right here. 250 watt pole light. Lowering mechanism, we don't use much. What's that one? Oh, two base. Not a two base, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so 8-inch, 12-inch. Yeah, that must be the foundation or whatever. But here's my pole. You can do the lights on the sides. Underground, I'm sorry. Underground systems, guys, I have duct with concrete. You can use, that will be handy when we do the commercial industrial project. We're going to use this one. Here's another excavation here. It gets you another excavation if you want to use bigger excavation here. Trenching and backfill. We found trenching and backfill in a different location too. Trenching and backfill. Concrete. So please look at these guys and see what you can find. Residential, we're not going to go to the residential. So if you are to use your project, the residential project under here, you're going to find a lot of unnamed cable and fixture receptacle for dwellings right in here. We're not doing that.
So we have the 6 foot by 6 foot concrete slab base.
Concrete floor, you have to look, guys. You really have to look at underground. Otherwise, concrete bedding, stand bedding, whatever. So see if you can find it under here. Here's 6-inch stand bedding, 12 inches, 18 inches. Concrete bedding, 12 inches concrete bedding. I believe that's the thickness for them. So now you're getting into the detail. We can also, yeah, we can, typically we can subcontract it, guys, the concrete work and all this good stuff, or you can take it out here. I don't, I think it's 12-inch wide, 18-inch wide, 14-inch wide. Yeah, I don't know. I have to check that one. I really don't know. I haven't taken it off. But I don't want to go there and dig into the the details. I want to emphasize one more thing, but we'll get back to it though. Okay, fixture. Fixture, guys, is the most important thing. Lighting fixture. I want to tell you about lighting fixture. Lighting fixture, guys, you're going to take them as, when you take your lighting fixture, you're going to take them as labor only. They're going to be coated as a material. So what I would like you guys to do is you do your fixture schedule, pick your fixture schedule, and I would like you guys to email it to Davis & Associates, and they will give you a quote about your fixtures, all your fixture, lump sum quote, and we'll add it later on. That will be in the bid summary. When in the bid summary, we'll add all our fixtures as a quotation. Cool? But for the time being, we need fixtures, guys. So here's my fluorescent, compact, wall-mounted, high-intensity discharge, exit, site. I have light poles and light controls. Here's my photo time clock. I don't see any LEDs here. So here's, we care less, guys. So if you use the fluorescent for the LEDs, they're exactly the same labor-wise. Material-wise, remember, we're going to put them as a lump sum. So, okay, so let's say we guys want to use a fluorescent as an LED. I have a truffer lay-in. Most of the stuff that you guys use is truffer lay-in right here. So click on truffer lay-in here. It will give you 2x2, 2x4, 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 1x4. This will cover a lot of the fixture that you guys use, right? I know we used LEDs, but we're going to use this one because all what we're capturing is the labor. The price is going to be quotation at the end. We're going to add the price as a quotation. Okay. So that's, so if I want to have like 2x2 LED, truffer, 2 lamps in it, you can take it as a labor only here. I don't want to mess, guys, with creating your own schedule, lighting schedule. It gets more complicated than I want to go on that one. But 2x2, assign how many of them you have. But before you do that, I'm going to show you something very interesting here.
Sorry, do we need to do a different one for each different light fixture?
Yeah.
The one that gives the price for them, we can add it to them, or are we just doing a lump sum? So every one that's 2x4, we can all add them all together.
The way we're going to do it, you can do anything you want in this software. But the way we're going to do it for this project, and stay sane, is we're going to lump sum all the price as one, and we're going to assign a labor for the fixture based on the type of the fixture. So if we have compact fluorescent, for example, here, something that's similar. Here's the can fixture compact. Here's your compact fluorescent. That will be all the can fixture that you have. Wall wash, cover fluorescent, recessed can fixture, compact fluorescent. That's will get you the round ones that we use. So as long as they're small and similar in shape, we're going to take them off as,
Everything's basically three sides. You got hand,
yeah.
five, four, and things like
You're,
that.
all what you're capturing here, remember, is just labor. You're not capturing any, the proper way of doing it, here's what the proper way of doing it. You have to have a lighting schedule. You put all your lighting fixture in this lighting schedule, and you assign labor only for it, and lump sum as material somewhere else. But we don't want to go into editing, guys. It gets complicated at this point of time. You have never used this software before, so it gets a little bit complicated. And my intention is to run the software as is, face value, and then as you get smarter and you get into the software, you start editing tons of things. So we don't want to get into the complicated stuff. Okay, so here's your fixture. Any comments, any questions, guys, about this? Any comments, any questions? A quick reminder, before you start taking off, guys, things, make sure you put your labels where they should. Put your labels. If you lost your labels like I did here, a piece of cake. Go back one step, go back the other step, and off it goes. Here's your labels back again where they should be. The second thing I'm going to show you guys, so any question about this library? Can you guys give me a thumbs up? Say, Chad, we can dig in and search. Please, before you start taking off, dig in, search for the things, ask me. I'll give you my what I know about it. Again, I'm not an expert in any shape or form. I think I know enough to be dangerous. But dig into it and find the stuff that we need is really not hard. I would say 90% of what we need, Joe, is right in the software. So, and that's good enough for us. Okay, so let's close that one. Equipment. I want you guys to click on equipment. Here's your equipment. When you go to equipment, the equipment, guys, you're going to find main distribution panel, meter, transformer, MCC, generator, gutter, switches and breakers, load centers, panel boards, UPS, starter, contactor, and so forth. That's where you're going to take your equipment. So let's just go, guys, to the main distribution panel. Click on main distribution panel. Click on main. Here's my main distribution panel. So, Joe, my friend, do you see that you can take a main distribution panel as a 4,000 amp? Guys, we're taking it labor only. Did you guys remember? We're taking it labor only. What's going to happen to the material? All your switch gear, the UPS, the generator, all the panels are going to be lump summed in a quotation that's going to be coming to you from your friend Chad for this particular project. The switchgear quotation, I will give it to you. All what I want you to do here is take it as a labor only. I'll show you how to take it as a labor only. Okay? Actually, it's listed as a labor only. The same thing, guys, I have my meter. So meter stacks, stack termination box. This is what we probably would need. Stack termination box or surface mast. I don't know what that one would be. Stack termination box 22, 800 stack termination box, single phase. These are all single phase. So it's a three phase. I guess you have. We have a meter. Our meter center, guys, was a a meter. Okay, I don't know what this.
4,000 CT.
Do we have one?
The
The
very top one.
4,000. This is 400 though.
No, on the right, the very top one, the CT.
CT. Okay, thank you. CT. Okay, CT cabinet. Okay, perfect. That's the one that we need. The 4,000 amp. That's your 4,000 amp. You're going to take it right at the bottom. Okay, so please, gentlemen, dig in, guys. Again, here's the transformer that you're going to be using, all the transformers. Here's a generator that we're going to be using. I don't know what size we have. Generator up to 1,000 kW. So I know ours was, did we have a, no, this gen was small one. That project was small. So you can find it here. For the other project, guys, take the largest because we're taking it as labor. Okay, look at the switches, guys. Switches, these are your disconnect switches and circuit breakers. Did I click on generator? Why it's not? Okay, equipment, switches. Am I stuck here? Stuck with it.
You gotta move your page far over.
Okay, thank you. So I have breakers. I have 3-pole breakers. Typically, everything that we're going to be using is 250. So here's get you all the breakers that you need, guys, to take off your breakers. Everybody can see that. We're using 3-pole. Well, we're going to be using single pole, 2-pole, and 3-pole. So you can pick them all. And they're all 250. Carry, my friend, reminder, this project is 208. If it's a 208 system, we take it as 250 maximum voltage. You don't go to 600. It's kind of overkilling a little bit. Oh, the breakers in the panels, yeah. And then you can go to panel boards. Here's a bunch of panel boards, guys. 208. Look at the 208 3-phase. By the way, yeah, this project is not 4,000 amp, right? This is the 400 amp. That's I keep forgetting. We're doing the commercial project. When you do the industrial, you're gonna find it. And here's all your panel boards, guys. You can find 225 all the way. Remember, our system is 208 120, so you're gonna be right in here. UPS. Here's my UPS. We use a small UPS with this system, if I remember. So here's your UPS sizes in kVA. Starter and contactor. So I have manual starter. I have contactors. Here's my contactor. Full voltage NEMA. Size, I don't know. Let's go to full voltage NEMA. Here's full voltage NEMA, guys. 0 size all the way to 7. These are your contactors that you assign to the mechanical equipment. So I assume you guys are going to dig in and get all your contactors from a mechanical schedule therein. You have mechanical schedule, get in. All your full voltage contactors are going to be picked from here. Control, I don't know what that one.
Sorry, the first number was the NEMA number?
The first number, yeah, this one is full voltage contactor N4. Can't remember what N4 for. And then you have to 0 all the way to NEMA 7. That's a NEMA.
You weren't sure what that was.
NEMA 4, so full voltage NEMA N12, N1. Oh, N1. That's that must be NEMA 1. NEMA 1 indoor. Yeah, NEMA 1. NEMA 1, guys, is indoor. The enclosure is the cheapest. NEMA 12 is the outdoor. So you're going to be at NEMA 1. NEMA 1, the enclosure is NEMA 1. Like this is an enclosure NEMA 1. Yeah, no. There's 2 NEMA numbers. One NEMA number for the enclosure and another NEMA number for the contactor size. The contactors go from 0 to 9. The NEMAs go from 1 to 12 or 14. I can't remember. And there's a bunch of others. 0, 0. You're right. It goes from 0, 0 to. Okay. Can you guys see? Am I giving you enough kind of overview to see what you're doing, Andrew? What you're doing, what you're trying to get? Your mechanical equipment have to be taken off. So you're going to spend a lot of time, guys, trying to fill this information and finding it to the best of your ability. Motor connector. And please dig in, look at it, guys. I'm not familiar with all these functions in it. Ask me. I'll be more than happy to share with you what I know anyway. Okay. Any question about the menu? The single most important thing is the menu. The single most important thing is really the menu when it comes to takeoff. Now, there's one thing I did not tell you guys intentionally because I don't want to confuse you. So we take off easy, right? There's one thing. So any question about the menu before I go into dig deeper into the items? Any question about the menu? Joe, any question about the menu? Adam? Okay, so everybody understand that you guys, everyone is going to submit their own project on that particular one. You can work together with the takeoff, but please put the data separately in your machine and submit your own. My intention is really to know how to use software, not to harass you more than I do. Okay, I want you guys to look at one very important thing. So that's really it. You're going to spend most of your time here. Most of your time is going to be spent right in this, searching for things and taking them off. Now, before I everybody's looking, what are these for, Chad? We haven't used them yet, right? Okay, so can you guys go to devices one more time? Let's go device. And let's go back and let's go switches and let's go 20 amp switches, okay? And I'm gonna go take a number of 20 amp switches, single pole switch. Cool? Everybody's there, guys? Okay. Now, can you guys see it says L probe here? L probe. Click on L probe. When you click on L probe, do you see the icon here? L probe and C probe, L for length, C for count. Every time you click on them, guys, you activate these babies here. Okay? So, can you guys see the count is 0 here? You can either type, or if you hit that baby here, can you guys see it's counting? So the intention is you go there and you start hitting your clicking it, and as you click, it counts. I want to give you a warning, guys. In the past, if you shake it, it will count. So be very careful, very vigilant as you hit it, because if you shake that thing, it will count. So that's how you did the count. So I have 33 of them. Can I have? Does anybody has any question, guys? Is your counter working? If your counter is not working, some of them might not work. I'll give you a new counter. Everybody tried them? They work. Counters. So all what you have to do is just put like this, and you keep counting. Count. Now I'm up to 55. Cool, Adam? Yeah, you're excited, man. We need coffee, man. We need coffee. Okay, when you're done, when you're done, you're gonna use count. Click on count. By the way, if you click on count, you can add to them, subtract from them. So if you want to modify this number before you carry it, and I think if you hit enter. No, it does not. Transfer count. If you hit, let's go back one more time. If you go to count, guys, can you guys say transfer count, please? Before you do transfer count, one more time. So you counted all your stuff. By the way, do you see the scale here? I care less about the scale yet. We're not taking anything on the scale. We're counting. So if you hit count, click on count, here's the number that you need. Now, Adam, do you know add to it? You can add, subtract, multiply this number here before you transfer it. Typically, you don't really do that. And then when you're done, when you're happy with it, transfer. Can you see it's transfer count? Gentlemen, transfer count. And that should have carried it, right? Did it? The transfer count. What did I say? Transfer count. Okay. L probe. Okay, here you go. So you have to, I'm having too many things here. Okay, you have to hit count, guys, here to transfer it. So I transfer here 50. Did I transfer them? Single pole, where did it go? Quantity, 50, 55. I thought with you. Okay, so transfer count. Why it's not transferring? What am I missing here? L probe. Oh, did it transfer? There we go. So 55. So it's 55. Transfer to this and count probe. Okay, you have to hit count probe, guys. You have to hit count probe to drop it down. Can you guys see I dropped it right here? One more time. I'm going to delete it. When you're done, okay, so here's my counting, guys. You can delete this one. When you get your counting up and running, count. We're done. Hit transfer count, and when you transfer count ready to drop, so hit your you hit your transfer, and that will drop it all the way down for you. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? C probe will transfer. No, C probe. L for the length. Okay, do me a favor. Let's go to branch circuit, EMT, and let's go to number. Oops. Okay. Okay, let's go here and let's go to number 12. Okay, let's go to we're gonna go take off, guys. Number 8 conductors. Number 12 in a 3/4 of an inch. Can you guys do that? Everybody went there. Everybody went there. Okay, cool. When is your probe still active, guys? Is your probe still active? So if you lose it, all what you have to do is just go to L probe. It will activate it. Do you guys see now? What's the scale? The first thing you need to do when you do the L is you need to set the scale. Here's your scale. So if your scale, guys, is other than 1/8, you can pick any scale you want. My scale is 1/8, and if you guys measure, can you guys see? If you wheel it, if you wheel in any direction, if you wheel it, it will get you a distance. Everybody got distance? Everybody got distance? Yes. If you shake it, it will. Yeah, it's very sensitive, guys. If you shake it, it will. That's why when you use it, you're going to use it wisely. Again, You do not need to use it. You can use your own wheel, your own counter, find the data, and put it by hand. Did you guys hear me? You can put the data by hand if you want to. If you're going to use it, you're going to be very sensitive. If I shake it, guys, you see I'm shaking it, it will wheel. It's so sensitive that you shake it, it will get you a couple of extra feet. So if you're not confident with it, use your own wheel, count the distance, and Darren, my friend, plug the distance into the software and hit enter. It will do the same thing. Okay, now I had my 361 feet, hit length here, guys. See what it says transfer length. Transfer length. Now I'm ready to transfer, and do you see what L probe here, guys? L probe, and it will drop your branch circuit down right in here. It will drop your branch circuit right in here. Any comments, guys, about using the L probe and L probe and the C probe? Any question? You can, before you use it one more time, guys, you have to, when you transfer it, when you hit transfer and you start using one more time, it defaults you to 0. Immediately will go to 0 as you start another time. You always have to hit transfer, guys. So hit transfer, and if you do something else, when you hit the L probe, after that, it will default back to 0. Can I have thumbs up, Chad? We know how to use the L probe and the C probe. Now, Joe, you do not need to use the L probe or the C probe. You don't. You can do any calculation, plug in by hand. That's why I showed you guys by hand. I don't know if I'm taking a project, if I trust this one, because it's really very sensitive, especially the wheel. So if you have a better wheel that's less sensitive and you use it, wheel your distance, get the distance, plug them in there, push the button, done. Any comments, any questions? Any comments, guys? Any questions about the L probe? Got sick of the L probe? What do? You come over here and just click on it. Move it away from your face. Move it away from your face. Any comment about the L probe and the C probe? Aaron, does it make sense? How about Brian? Cool. Zach, my friend, makes sense? Okay, so that's the L probe, the C. I can't emphasize again, Zach, you do not need to use the L probe and the C probe. You can count your equipment, plug in by hand, hit enter. Okay. Does everybody knows how, guys? When you use when first you go to your step number 1 is to go here to find the equipment that you need. Then you go here to find the component. Then when you pick it up, it drops it down here. So when you take off, there are 3 steps. You always start with 1 here. It defaults you to the assemblies, and from the assemblies, when you pick it up, it drops it down into the audit trail. Now, Darren, my friend, whatever you do here is meaningless unless you hit enter and you drop it at the audit trail. That's the one that you're going to print for your friend Chad. If you did anything, click, as long as you don't hit enter, put a number here and hit enter, unless you pick the stuff from here and drop it down in the audit trail, you're not going to find, it's not going to mean anything. Cool. Kerry, my friend, any question? But you would sleep? Get started. Okay, before I let you guys go and start it, I have to emphasize a few things. Let me erase that. Okay. One thing, so am I right to assume that everybody guys know how to find the equipment, pick them up from here, hit the button, right? Type it or probe it, bring it down here. How to pick the labels at the top or the tabs, labels. Before I leave this, I'm going to show you guys. You have been playing with all this. What is it? So I'm going to minimize this just for the second here. I'm going to minimize. Take this one here, maximize it. I'm going to show you. So for example, Darren, can you guys see that I took 8 number 12 in 3/4 inch as a branch circuit? If you click here, can you guys see it? Click here. It will give you everything. That's an assembly. It will give you everything in this assembly. For example, it has a 12 THHN cover stranded, quantity 8.4. You have 3/4 inch one. You have the quantities one as 1 feet. You have 3/4 inch coupling. You have connectors. You have a 3/4 inch one-hole strap. You can expand this one. Just to give you an idea what you have been taking when you took the assembly. 10 by 1.5 inch combination, blah, blah, tab screws. So there's screws with it. 1/2 inch flat steel washer that you have taken with this. These are what the assembly guys. These are all you have taken when you took 8 conductors and a 3/4 inch. Here's what you took with every single foot. With every single foot. That's called an assembly. Okay, close it again. I don't want you to get to the, can you get, if you see, when you take off things, if you see A, you have taken it under assembly. If you see I, it is an item. What's the difference? If it's an assembly, it's multiple things grouped together. If it's an item, what you see is what you get, right? Our foot is a foot of wire. So always, so everything that I've taken here is an assembly. Here's the quantities, guys. You can adjust them, multiply them, and it says who, if you screw up this project, it will say who did the assembly when you take it off and which date. It's stamped it, guys. So for reviewing, if you're working multiple project, guys, and you go through something and you say I didn't do it or whatever, it's stamped by the user. Your username will be here. It's admin now, and the time and the date that you took this assembly. Any comments, any questions about this one, guys? Any comments, any questions? So that's my audit trail. I'm going to minimize this one, go down, and I'm going to go maximize this one just to get you a few extra information about this. Okay, now let me show you something, guys. If you enlarge that one a little bit, okay, so this is what you were dropping from. Let me show you what's behind the wheel that you don't see. So guys, go click on 12.8. Let's click on 12.8. Can you guys see right now it says assembly? If you hit review, I don't know if you see it. It's right. It's actually brought it right in here. Where did it go, Chad? It's I hate that one. Yeah, when you hit review, okay, I'm gonna go labels and take off one more time here. I'm gonna go to what was I, branch circuits? Chad. I'm gonna go to my branch circuit EMT. So I'm gonna use the review here. So click on this, EMT branch circuit, EMT, click on it. Okay, it's actually doing it here, number 12. Okay, so these windows, guys, you kind of have to adjust them a little bit. Okay, so when you go to number 8, do me a favor one more time. Click review. Can you guys see where it says review here? When you click review, it gives you the assembly. Can you guys see the assembly that comes with it? Right here before you take it. All the assembly that you were looking at, it will give you right here. So let me show you, this is one assembly. If you click review again, it will give you the dollar. It will give you the dollar value for every single thing in your assembly. If you click review again, it'll give you the price 1 through price 5. Can you guys see price 1 is the cheapest? Price 5 is the most expensive. And also it give you the labor, the markup, and it should give you the labor somewhere here. And it will allow you, it give you the labor and the price right in this. Now, until you, labor hours is right here assigned. So it will give you guys the price, multiple prices for this system. One more time, to get this value, you have to hit review. You really don't need to do that when you're taking off. Review again, review. No, everything is set for you. I'm just showing you things FYI only. FYI only. So click here. This will give you the items and everything in this in assembly. If you click review again, it will give you the 5 prices with the markup that you have and the labor. Gentlemen, you're not going to touch this. I don't want you to touch this. This is just FYI only. That's what you were trying to modify for Chad's Excel sheet. Okay, I want you to go see one thing. Okay, so that's here. Can you guys go to equipment? Everybody go to equipment. Kerry, my friend, you going to equipment or no? Don't want to go equipment? Okay, so go to equipment, please. When you go to equipment, guys, go to the main distribution panel. and go to, what was the size, Jamie, what was the size of our service? Is it 400 amp or 600 amp? 500 amp? Okay, I don't have 500 amp. I'm going to go under 600 amp. Here's my 600 amp, guys. Click on 600 amp. Cool. So I have my 600 amp service under equipment. If you double click on it, guys, if you hit review, it will tell you what comes with this service, all the assembly that comes with this service. It says 600 amp main distribution 1, 600 amp metering section 1, 600 amp circuit terminals 4, and all the information that comes with it. It has zeros for circuit breakers, but you can adjust them here. When you take the 600 amp, that's what you get with it. The second thing I'm going to want you guys to click on review again. It will give you the price. We will give you the price. Here's what I want you to do only for lights. Did you guys hear me? Only for lights and only for mechanical, for equipment. I want you to come to price 1 here, click and hit Q. If you hit Q next to price 1, this is assigning a coated material. This is so when you see when I put Q here, it got rid of the value. When I take this item, I want to take it only as a labor. I want to take this item only as a labor. Did you guys hear me? You do this on all your equipment, the panels, the transformers, the generators, because we don't need to use these values here. I want them as a quotation. That's the only thing, the only time they're going to mess with this. Q for quotation. Q. No, Q, is there a U? Yeah.
No, there wasn't a Q.
Yeah. Yeah, Q for quotation. Okay? Q for quotation. That's the only thing I would like you guys to do for the equipment. Okay, let's go to another one, guys, the lights. Minimize this. I would like you to go to lights, lighting fixture, fluorescent, truffer. Here's my truffer 2x4. Can you guys go to 2x4, please? Expand it. My truffer 2x4 right now, guys, is sitting at $152. Price 1. Price 1 is the cheapest. Price 5 is the most expensive, $285. So look at the price difference, guys, based on where you are in the country. You can go from 152 all the way to 285. For this project, we're going to use the cheapest price, which is price 1 when we take off. So, and the fixtures will be coded. So what I would like you to do, Brian, is to go under price 1 here and hit Q. When you put price 1 Q, guys, every time you take this fixture, it will assign a Q next to it, meaning don't worry about the price, worry about the labor. So why do we take it then if we don't worry about the price? We need the labor. We take it as labor, meaning assign a labor hours to do it, but the actual dollar value is going to be a lump sum coming from Davis & Associates. I want you guys to do this in 2 things, please. When you print the report, if your report does not have a Q next to the fixtures and switch gear, is wrong. So I can see that one easily. When you guys print the report for your friend channel and I go through it, it doesn't have a Q next to it. You can easily know that where did you get the price, because that will show up on your report.
Just the switch gear, the other panel?
If all the switch gears, meaning all the panels are going to be coded, the generators, the UPS, all the major equipment, major electrical equipment, guys. Transformer, generator, panels, these are going to be coded. Did you guys hear me? And all your fixtures, quotation. So before you pick it up, guys, go there and hit Q next to it. All the fixtures and all the panels, all the generators, all the transformers. I don't think we have a transformer in this project, do we? It was 28120, no transformer. Not the utility. Don't take off the utility transformer, please. We don't furnish this. We don't install it. The VFDs and the disconnects, leave them as face value. They have a price, just use the price. They're like devices. VFDs, disconnect switches, leave them as is. Any comments, any questions, guys, about put the Q here? So that's basically how this system works. You can review it. It will show you, look what comes with this picture, guys. Look at that. It comes a truffer lay-in 2x2. It has a lamp, 2 lamps, that's F32, T8, SP, whatever. the two lamps. It has a web 16.3 stranded 16.3 stranded web, guys. Yellow 3 wire nuts. Even the wire nuts comes with it. 4 square box, an inch and a half deep. It even comes with a square box. 4 square box, inch deep with a cover. Can you guys see that? That's with the fixture. And miscellaneous box hangers and truffer lay-in hanger, things to like hardware to hang these fixtures. So it came actually with a box, so you don't have to take a box with it. So every time you have an assembly, guys, you can review the assembly by clicking on review. Review, look what it is. The first head give you the price. The second head, gentlemen, will give you the actual items under this this review. The actual items under this this assembly. Before, Brian, my friend, are you with us?
And we're assuming the width is 6 feet.
The webs are 6 feet unless you're told otherwise. All fixtures web are 6 feet. Any question, guys, about reviewing the items here? So if you want to, you can review, Jamie, anything. As long as you go click on the menu, bring it here, and hit review. You can go screw up all the price here. You can change these if you want to, but I don't advise you to. Okay, here's my review. If I want to go change all these prices, and everybody knows why we have 5 prices, because 5 different locations in the country that you can use this software, and you can add it. You can mark it up here. Okay, so that's review. I want you guys to give me thumbs up that we know how to use review. Everybody, okay? Use review the price, and review the assembly. Okay. The last thing I want to show you guys here, which will make your life easier or harder. When you work with softwares, estimating software, if you are smart enough, you're going to work with assemblies. If you can't find the assembly that you have to create an assembly. If you don't know how to create an assembly, you need to talk to somebody who knows how to create an assembly, like your foreman or journeyman. And hopefully they know what they're doing. They can help you create an assembly. All what you see, guys, here are assemblies. So now, if you couldn't find the thing as an assembly, you need to find it as an item. I want you guys to, this will screw up everything that you've taken off if you don't pay attention to that one. Look at this. Go back, guys, to this. Do you see right now we're hitting assemblies? Can you guys see that what's the title of this menu here? Assemblies. Now, if you hit item, can you guys see the button here, item? Gentlemen, everything that you do, including the takeoff menu, changes. I can't emphasize how important this is. This is probably can make you or break you. One more time. When you take off, if you click assembly, it will change this area into assembly and this area. Oh, Chad, am I too excited here? And this area here in assembly. Both of them will change into assembly. We have an assembly here, an assembly here. Meaning, guys, your menu, that's what drove me nuts the first time I used the software. If you click on the assembly here, it will change the menu into an assembly. So when you change it to assembly, means everything, almost everything that you take here, guys, is taken as an assembly. It's taken as assembly, okay? Now, that's where you want to be. You want to be always in assembly. If you couldn't find that particular thing as an assembly, you're going to hit item. When you hit item, guys, everything here changes as an item. For example, let me show you. Click on conduit. Click on conduit, EMT, and EMT conduit. Can you guys see now, because we are in items, all the conduits here have no conductors in them? Andrew, the conduits here have no conductors whatsoever because we're in items. We're not doing an assembly. You can't believe how many people over the years that I taught this software, they get very confused. Chad, I can't find my branch circuits. Because you look here, you are looking at items. You're looking at items here. So in order to see your branch circuits or your feeders, you need to go click, Brian, my friend, you need to go click on assembly. When you click on an assembly, it changes everything into an assembly. Darren, do you see that? It changes everything in an assembly. And then you can find your branch circuit and feeders.
You can see it down the map bottom. That was an I.
Ah, when you, yeah, hold you, this thing is actually whatever you drop, it's going to show either assembly or item. But when you're trying to look for things, always make sure you're under assembly. If you couldn't find something under assembly, you will always find it under item. For example, hit item, and I need conduit, just PVC conduit, schedule 80. So here's all the schedule 80 conduits, just conduits, no wire, no couplings, no connectors, nothing. No wires, no couplings, no connectors. Zach, my friend, does that make sense? This is probably one of the single most important things that screw up things. You are walking and you say, Chad, I can't find my branch circuits. Always please look items, items. Where should you be? Where should you default, Adam? You always default to assemblies. Default to assemblies. If you could not find your stuff as an assembly, they don't make the assemblies, not in the software. So you go to items. And there, when you're in items, you can find anything you want. So if you go, guys, under, let's just say devices, look at devices. When you go devices, switches, standard. Can you guys see right now? Look at this, single. This is, now I'm taking a switch, a receptacle as 15, single 15 amp receptacle standard. You know what you have taken right now? You have taken this, gentlemen. Oh, not this. This one. You have taken that one, which is actually this. That's what you have taken. If you go under iron, did you guys hear me? You have just taken that baby. If you are under iron, can you guys see that we are under iron here? And we are under iron here. In order to take this, the box that goes with it, and the cover, and a wire nut, you have to be under assembly. You have to be under assembly. So I always say your default, guys, is assembly. If you couldn't find the assembly that you're looking for, always take them as an item. You can always take things as an item. I can take this one as a box, separate device, and a cover. But you have to know how it's put together. You need a box, a device, and a cover. Done. Yes, sir.
For a note on that too, the EMP, like the half inch EMT does give you count by hundreds. Doesn't give you count by each.
You have to review it. I can't remember how it comes in item.
They all at C at the end, so it's all on.
Count beer 100. Yeah. So that's for labor, though. That you don't have. You didn't need to know that, but you don't need to know this. That's how they do the labor. If you put like 500 feet, it will calculate the. You just continue to do your feet as is. You don't have to multiply. You see what I mean? It doesn't matter what's by C or by E. When you put your input, you put it in a foot or an item. You mean like feet, and the math is done in the background of the software. In the background of the software. Any comments, guys? Any questions about items and assembly? I can't believe how important the items and assembly, guys. So if you want to switch to, always please, Darren, my friend, look at the top here. You look at the assembly. Always you want to be in assembly. Cool. If you couldn't find your like you're looking for a box, you know how the system is put together, and you couldn't find it, go to item. You're guaranteed to find it. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? So what I've done with you guys, we did the job, we did labels, we did the takeoff, right? We know how to take off from the menu into the takeoff assembly or item window here. You always have to click next to it, guys. Type what you want or use the probe and hit enter or hit C probe or L probe to bring your material. Made a mistake. If you made a mistake, guys, no problema. You made a mistake with any of these. Let me see here. So you made a mistake with any of these. Always click, make it black right next to it, and hit the button, delete. Okay? Hit the button, delete. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? And this is where all the information it counts for. Let me show you something very handy, guys. So when you start drop things, look at the audit trail window. Can you guys see the filter? There's a filter here. Can you guys see the filter? The filter, it says all current labels show by all current labels. So what you see is by current labels. Whatever the labels at the top here, it's going to show at the bottom. That's the best way to be. So if you want to see everything that you have taken, all takeoff, if you click all takeoff, it will show everything that you have taken off in every label that you have done so far. You don't want to do that. If you need my advice, you don't want to do that. You always want this one to be by label. So if you click here and make it all current labels, meaning whatever I've taken under E6, power, building, building A, and base bed, only show me that part.
I'll take off this single one, everything you've ever done.
Yeah, everything that you haven't done in this project, under every label. I guess if you want to know that, that's how you filter them. So this is really a filter. This is filter. If you made a mistake, if you have taken something under the wrong label, right? So I've taken some, I need a different label than this. Here's what you do. Can you guys see what says change label? Let's go to change label set, change. If you click on change label, it opens this window for you. You only do this if you screwed up. How do you screw up? You took all the lighting fixture under the power label or under E6, which is not. So you go to click one more time. All what you have to do, can you guys see right at the bottom it says change label? Click change label. Okay, now when you are faced with this, guys, you see what do you want to change? Okay, the top is where you're going to bring it from. So I'm going to hit control and pick this one and pick these two. I want to take these two, this one, and hit control and pick this one. I want to pick these guys and move them to a different label. Okay, so right now they are under building. I'm going to go put them under floor 1, and I want to put them under, instead of it's set at E6, I'm going to go put them at E3, and I'm going to go put them at lighting. Okay, so suppose that, so when you took it off under this label, the label is base bed, building A, building B, power, E6 is wrong. What you do is you correct your label here. You correct your label. Can you guys see that? You pick up the label that you wanted to move to. You highlight them. Can you guys see where it says copy? Copy will obviously copy it. Move it. Move, and gentlemen, you have just moved that. All the things that you took off under label, this label, to another label. Can you guys see that? So now move it to the right label. That's what you do if you screwed up. The software will put negative here, guys. Can you guys see it says negative for the ones that you have taken away? What I usually do is I hit delete. Well, not here. Okay, so that's what you took. When you're done, exit. Then can you guys see that there's negative to the ones that we taken away? So anything that negative means have been moved. All what you have to do is just click on it, guys, and hit delete. Yep, it has been moved. And click on this one and hit delete. Yep, because it's negative, it has been moved. And that's how you can get from one label to another when you screw up, from one label to another. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes. And I need, that's it, the takeoff. I'll let you box around with it, but I need to walk you through extension, which is very simple, and a bit summary. And then we'll give you a good push for the week. So shall we have 5 minutes? Do you guys want 10 minutes or 5 minutes? 10 minutes? Okay. Let's take 10 minutes, and please be here 10 after, because I want to continue with the bits extension and bit summary. Thank you. Okay, so after you, gentlemen, so when we said like McCormick, guys, are 5 steps, we did the job description, we did the labels, we did the takeoff. So you're going to spend, Andrew, we're going to spend most of your time right into this takeoff. And if you guys remember when I told you the item and the assembly, you really, not a whole lot. A quick reminder, guys, we're going to do MC cable in the walls, EMT conduit in the ceiling. That's the wiring method that we're going to be using. You need to redraw. When you guys do it for Chad, you and your partner, feel free to redraw on the same sheet, but take him off on different software. Did you guys hear me? So you're going to be doing them on different softwares, but taking it together. If you want to sit and draw it together, fine. But I would like both of you to input it in the software, both of you to print handouts for me. Okay, so when we're done, Aaron, my friend, we're done. We did all the takeoff. We're really doing cool. Then we're going to do to step number 4. And that's When you reach step number 4, guys, all your takeoff is done. Now, here's my question for you. You really don't need to be done with the takeoff. You can do the 5 steps at any time. At any time, okay? When you guys go to extend, it will tell you, do you want to extend based on the labels that you did? Always, these are the labels that we use, guys. Remember when we took the labels? The same labels. Say, yes, we want to extend them based on the labels. And we would like to combine them at the end. Can you see it says combine? Split them, itemize them, and then combine them at the end. That's, you don't need to do anything here other than hit extend. Wow, let me just minimize mine so I can see. There's a couple of windows here. I'm going to minimize mine so I can see the end of it. Everybody can see that. We don't need to do anything here. Nothing. Then you're going to go hit extend. You know what extend is, guys? Means do the math. Do the math for me. That's what extend is. Do the math. When you want to do the math, it asks you, please don't hit anything after. Everybody's at that point. Hit extend. Okay, now it tells you, where are you in the country? Which type of labor do you want to use? And which type of price you want to use? So here's your option. I have edit, price, labor. I usually go, guys, by book price, Nika 1, Nika 2. You can pick, when you do your pricing, you can pick how expensive your labor is, Adam, my friend, and how expensive your price is. So here's your option that have been set for you. You can use book price and bid labor by CC, whatever that is. I always go, guys, by book price and Nika 1. Book price and Nika 1, that's the one that we extend. Again, you can extend. Can you see how many extension you can do and based on how many things? Price 1, labor unit schedule, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to go, let's just see, Nika 1 by, okay, by CC price, okay. Can you guys do this one? I've never done that one. Let's do price 1, which is the cheapest price, and Nika 1, which is the cheapest labor. Cheapest price, cheapest labor. Can you guys see that? Do that one. Click on this. Then, can you guys see that it says everything is going to go to the bid summary? And can you guys see our report extension? Where does it default to? Printer. Do me a favor. Before you do an extension, go remove the printer into an Excel sheet. Every time you extend, guys, it shoots it to your printer. It defaults to your printer, so you can review your extension if you so decided. So do me a favor, before you hit, because it's going to be printing all over. So before you do the extension, it defaults to printer. Please change this one to an Excel sheet. It will make the extension in an Excel sheet. Okay. That's the only thing that you need to do. Everybody, guys, picked price 1 and Nika 1. Price 1, Nika 1, cheapest. I'm going to go then. When everybody change this one to Excel, please, not printer, because otherwise you will shoot a lot of papers to the printer every time you extend. And I'm going to go preview, guys. When you hit preview, this will show you what you have taken so far. And that you guys must print this one for me. Later on, I'll show you. So here's what you have done so far. This is a preview of what you have taken with your friend Chad. Here's your labels. Can you guys see your labels? And then you come over here. This is empty. Here's what you have taken so far. Can you guys see the stuff that you have taken? All the conduits, not a whole lot. But that's what you're going to be printing to your friend Chad, all the way into the last page, which is this one. It will tell you what's the dollars and what's the total price and what's the Nika. So this is what I'm going to be looking for. It's going to be the price so far that I bought. My extension price is this value, and all my hours based on Nika 1 extension is actually sitting at 350 hours. You don't need to add them. You don't need to modify. That's it. So then when I ask you guys to print them for your friend Chad, what do? Hit print, and that's your extension report. This is one report must be printed by Thursday of next week. Can you guys, everybody get that one? You need to print the extension report. That will show me what you extended so far. Okay, so that's your extension report. Before you do that, very easy, piece of cake. I'm going to go X out of it. X out of it. When you X out of it, it tells you, did it tell you guys, do you want to transfer your extension into the bid summary so you can add labor, And in the bid summary, guys, we add the profit, the overhead, the labor, all the stuff that we need to add a bunch of things in the bid summary. Always say, yes, please transfer me. I'm done with extension. Transfer me to the bid summary. Okay, guys, one more time. You pick the cheapest labor material. You extend it. You can preview it, so you can print it to your friend Chad. When you preview it, it tells you you cooked it. Do you want to send it to step number 5 so you can finalize that extension and totaling? That's what you guys were taking with me in the book, right? You extend and total. What do you do after you extend total? You take it to the bid summary and you add the profit and the overhead and blah, 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 all this good stuff. Okay? If you don't want to preview it, make sure that Excel and you extend right away. If you don't want to look at it, just extend. You don't want to look at it, right? Just extend, right? And it will cook it and it will say, do you want to send it to the last step of this project? Yep, hit yes. And you're going to override it because it's already some information there, yes. And okay it. So you have just did the extension, gentlemen, all the math based on this labor and price, and dump all this information in the bid summary. You're done with step number 4. Now, how hard is that? The only thing I would like you guys to remember is let's use price 1, Nika 1, and make sure please change the extension to Excel. It will dump it in an Excel sheet for you. Okay, when you're done here, all what you have to do, guys, close that baby and go to the last step, which is bid summary. The last step is bid summary. That's what you gentlemen are going to be doing with your friend Chad. You're going to bring things into the bid summary. We did the extension. We did the takeoff. Last step is bid summary. If you guys remember, the bid summary has very few things. You're going to assign your labor. How many people are you going to assign for this project? People, right, to do the job. The profit and the overhead, the quotes. You're going to, so I'm going to just quick, okay, here's my bid summary. I'm going to minimize it. Is yours guys screwed up like mine? Keep, you have to minimize it. Make sure you can see everything here, guys. Let me walk you quick through the bid summary. The most important thing about the bid summary is this red thing. Selling price right now is sitting at what? I can't read that. At $9,500. That's what your selling price so far. We haven't added quotes. We haven't added anything yet. So that's my selling price. Okay. This is called top sheet, guys. The sheet that you're looking at is called top sheet. In the top sheet, I need to go. Can you see where it says labor? Click on labor, will you? Labor. Can you guys click on labor? Do me a favor. For labor, I want you to, now we're going to assign labor to this project. We need to labor it, right? So I want you to assign the following. So you might have to do that one because that will save you some time when you labor yourself. I do have a labor based on a project that we have done, guys. We're going to use the following labor. Okay. Now, here's your option, Darren, my friend. Your option is a foreman, a journeyman. These are all the options that the people that can work for you. I can't expand that son of a gun. There you go. I will expand it slightly so I can see as much as I can out of it. Okay, so here's what I would like you to do, guys. I would like to use the cheapest apprentice in this project, apprentice number 1. Can you guys click on apprentice number 1? Can you see how I clicked on that? Okay, if you guys, here's my expectation on this project. How many did we? Here's what I want to do for this project, Darren. And you can, I want you guys to do that. I'm going to put 6 apprentices on this project. 6 apprentices and 9 journeymen on this project. My labor. Now, could you do a different labor? Yeah. I want to put on this project three teams, guys. 3 teams of 3. 1 journeyman with 2 apprentices, and another journeyman with 2 apprentices, and a third journeyman with 2 apprentices. That's how, based on the law of the state of Minnesota, you can have 2 journeymen, 1 journeyman supervised no more than 2. So my crew on this job is going to be made out of 9 people. Now, can you make it 6? Yes, I want you guys to make it 9. So do me a favor. Let's go hit the apprentice 1 is the cheapest. I want to use him. So I'm going to go get apprentice 1, click this big fat button 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why 6 times? I have 6 apprentices that are the cheapest apprentices I'm going to be installing. Each apprentice, guys, can you see what the rate is and the burden? They give you a rate and a burden. Everybody understand what the rate is? How much are you going to pay them? and the burden, what's the benefit? I would like you guys to change the rate only to $20. I'm going to pay those guys a little bit more. We're in Minnesota. I'm going to pay them $20. So go change the rate of those boys, all of them, to $20. This is bring home, and then of course you have benefit over that. $20. So they are really good. They're smart enough, and I'm going to pay them $20. Cool. Everybody got that one? $20, and I'm adding a $9 burden. So 20. So they're really costing me $28 almost, or almost $30 because of the benefits and all this good stuff and the burden and the insurance I take on them. So I want you guys just to change the rate. Now that's where you put the rate of your company. If your apprentices are made guys, they're making $15, you put $15 here. Okay? Do 6 apprentices. Okay, now with 6 apprentices in Minnesota, you have to have 3 journeymen because the ratio is 2 to 1. So do me a favor, will you? Somebody's sending to the printer. Go to, if you guys, by the way, you know the difference between apprentice 1 and apprentice 10? Apprentice 10 is a journeyman with no license. So the cheaper the apprentice, the lower the number of apprentice, the cheaper the labor is. But we almost use apprentice 8, right? Can you guys see that? Apprentice 8 is what we use almost because we changed the rate. Okay, I need to go, can you guys see where's journeyman, wireman? Gentlemen, I need to grab my journeymans. I need to grab my journeymans.
Adjust the hour based
Yeah,
on
can you change the hourly rate right there?
I wouldn't change it here. I would change it in the project. Can you guys grab journeyman, wireman, that guy? That's Darren. We're going to grab 3 of Darren, shall we? So click on that one, not technician, not the first one, the first one. So I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3, 3 Darrens. They're coming at $25. I'm going to change I'm going to use a rate of $33. I'm paying them $33. $33 plus benefits. That's not bad. Can you live with that, Darren? $33. Well, think about it. Okay, $33. So that's my labor. I labored the project. I gave him 9 people, guys, 6 apprentices, 3 journeymen. Okay. Now the most important thing after that. What's going on? Ouch. Push hit cancel, will you? Okay. The second most important things after you assign a labor, guys. Cancel. Okay, so we assign the labor. Then, now when you have a crew of 9, how do you want him to work on this project? How do you guys want him to work on this project? I'm going to assign them that. Can you guys see the total? How much money they're going to pull out of this project? I want them all to work on the same project at the same time, guys. So do me a favor. If you take 100% divided by 9 people, each one of them will have like 11% of the project. Everybody knows why I'm going to put 11 here. Take your labor, 9 divided by 100, 100%, right? So that will get you 11%. So do me a favor, put 11 for each one of those guys, right here, 11. So each one of them is going to have 11% of the time, I guess, working on that. 11, 11. So they're working equally. 11, okay, 11, and 11. And now, when you guys, it should add up to, 90. Why did mine add up? Okay, it should add up to 99, right? So in order to make it 100%, I want 99 here. In order to make it 100%, why don't you, the last journeyman wireman, give him more time because he's going to be in charge. So I'm going to put him at 12. Put the last guy at 12. Okay. Did you guys show up? Did you guys give your burden show up at 100%? Why mine is not showing, Chad? Okay, let's go back into my labor. No, don't tell me that you screwed mine. Ouch. Good. Oh no, I know what happened here. Okay, so delete here. Do you guys I don't know why mine is not showing. Did I get all mine? Did you guys get 100% at the bottom here? There you go. No? Did 0%. We should have. Okay. All right. So, do you guys have that 0 here? The another item here? Okay. All right. So let's just leave it at this point. It should add up to 100 guys here when you assign all these like 100%. Okay. So now I labor the project. I put labor in this project. Any comments, guys? Any questions about laboring my project? Any questions? Any comments about laboring my project? Why am I? Okay. Says 1. Okay. So right? Do these numbers add up to 100%? Right? 12 plus 11 should add up to 100%. Okay. I labored my project. Now do me a favor. Go to the top sheet here. Do you see your price have changed? Can you guys see that your price have changed? So because you assign now a labor, your price have changed. You assign a labor. Okay. One more time. I want you guys to give me a thumbs up, Chad. We put our labor here. We put our labor exactly like you said. Here's my labor. Cool? Then let's go to quotes. Quotation. Here's your quotation, gentlemen. When you get your quotation, when you guys get your quotation for the switch gear, you're going to type the supplier. Type a supplier and you put all the dollar value right in here. Just type them. Okay? So here's my switch gear, here's my fixture, here's my UPS, here's my gen, the data, the voice equipment, all these. Do you need more? No problem. Keep clicking. All the quotation from all the suppliers that you did, you can type them right here. If you hit T, I believe it taxed them. If you click T, it will add taxes to them. We're going to take the quote without taxes. It's already taxed. Can I have thumbs up, Chad? We know where to put our quotation. Right? Piece of cake. You put your quotation right in there. Right in there. Here's my quotation. And all what you have to do, guys, is type the supplier here, like square D, and type the number. Say 10,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10,000. And it adds them up. Okay? So that's how you add all your quotation. You can edit these, type on them. So all what I would like you guys to do is when you get your quotes, you're going to go there and lump sum your quotes right in there. Your quotes is going to be switchgear, fixture, UPS, generator, data equipment, voice equipment, all these major equipment. We're going to put them here. Any question about the quotation? Subcontractor. Can you guys see what it says? The second tab
Yeah,
is says.
actually,
Yes, sir.
so for like fixtures, you need to put one for each type of fixture there.
No, lump sum.
So
Yeah, lump sum fixture.
all of our fixtures are the same supplier.
Well, when you have your quote for your fixture, you always use one supplier. And then at the end, you use the cheapest. So first, when you do the quotation, guys, you send it, well, one way is to send it to 3, 4 fixture guys, and they give you a quote for all your fixtures, and you grab the cheapest or the one that you're comfortable with. It doesn't have to be the cheapest. It might be married to your sister, and you want to use them too, and you put it right in here. I'm not saying that, but there's relationship, guys. Therein, if I'm working with One Electric and they always give me a quote that's a little bit higher than somebody else and I can depend on them, do you think I'm going to go over a couple of $1,000, just kick him out? I might say, why do you guys are expensive a little bit? But there's a relationship. So if you're comfortable, you can put the quotes that you're comfortable with here. Oh, somebody else sent it? Okay. All right. So that's the quotation. Subcontractor. This is where you do subcontractor, guys. In the past, I used to tell the students to do a fire alarm. We're not going to do fire alarm as subcontract. We're taking the fire alarm stuff. So saw cut, if you have to cut something and you want to put a subcontract to cut, core drilling, trenching. Remember that trenching? We're going to take off the trenching though. If you want to trench, you want to subcontract the trench, concrete, talk about pad. You can concrete, and I can give you a couple of numbers here later on when you reach it for concrete. Crane, if you use a crane, I don't think we need a crane in the building that we're in. So that's where you put your everybody knows what a subcontractor is. The guy who works for you for this project, you pay them a lump sum of money and they're out, but you need to accommodate for them.
Can you, like a left or something like that?
Here's where you're gonna, do I need a left? Maybe you own a left. Because this is a small building, guys. It's a 12-foot ceiling. And if you have a left, you can have your own left, your own ladders to work on it. But That's where I assume we're not going to use left here, and we're going to use, or if we use a left, it's going to be on and operating. Okay, any question, Joe, about my friend subcontractor? Okay, direct job equipment. Direct job equipment. Can you guys see D, G, direct or JE? Direct job equipment. Direct job equipment, guys, you are on the site. You need a phone so you can contact the customers. So you can add a couple of dollars for the phone using a phone line, a trailer, a permit, a plan change, fuel, oil, engineering, supervision, as-built, bid bonds, insurance, a cleanup, interest, warranty, demolition, temporary power, and all this good stuff. You're going to add these right here. Now, I have given gentlemen and ladies like you guys in the past a couple of numbers that we threw here. So I'll give you a couple of numbers that you can throw here, or you can use your judgment a little bit. I don't know, you don't have a whole lot of judgment in something like this probably, but I can give you something to throw here. Direct job costs. I have telephone in the past, as-built, permit, electrical power, and fuel. We threw a couple of numbers, guys. Okay? Any comments, guys? Any questions about the direct job equipment or expenses? Direct job must be direct job expenses. Okay, equipment rental. Do you want to rent? So if you rent a trailer, guys, a scaffold, backhoe, left, trencher, anything that you need to rent is going to be accommodated right in equipment rental. I think what we did, we rented a backhoe in the past, and a trailer and a lift. So if anything rental that you have to do in this project, you have to put it right there. I'll give you guys a couple of numbers that you can throw there. Does that make sense? As an estimator project manager, keeps you guys organized. These are things that I need to keep in my. Now, Darren, if you have other things that you have to accommodate for, feel free actually to edit this, delete them, add to them. These are just a tab for you, basically to add other things. Any question about equipment rental? Kerry, my friend, good. Andrew, cool. Okay, so that's your equipment rental. Bond. When you put this is where you put your bond, guys. From a $0 all the way to a $10,000, I need to buy a bond of from zero to a $100,000 project. I need a bond of $25,000. So you put the bond right in here. So if I put from zero, start from 0 to $100,000. My bond, I want to buy a bond. My project cover me up to $100,000. My bond is going to be $5,000. See, $5,000. Okay, it will factor. You don't, guys. You know what the bond is? It's like an insurance. You buy the bond, but you have to pay for it. So you don't add $5,000 to your project. You add the percentage. Somehow they calculate the percentage that you're going to pay over the life of this bond that you needed for this project. So when you have your bonding business done for this project, you go install your bond right in here. But they always ask you from 0 up to a project that's $100,000, you buy a bond this amount. Okay. Any comments, guys, about the bond? Any comments about the bond? So you accommodate for the bond. So rental, did we do bonding here? Okay, so that's my bond. The last thing is taxes, guys. The taxes right now, we tax material, right? We don't tax labor. What was the rate that we did? 7.79 or 5? 7.75. Go add on the material only, guys, a 7.75 taxes. So you need to tax your material. I need to be able to tax my material. For tax the material. What is that? What's the state? Is it 7.7? What? 7.775. Here's 7 to meet the city of Minneapolis. Are you happy now with the city of Minneapolis? 7.775. So whatever the taxes, guys, on the material that you're in, where you buy your material, you add your taxes to it. But if you don't buy from the city of Minneapolis, then you can reduce your taxes. Anyway, so that accommodate for taxes on your material. Gentlemen, when you reach this point, you're done with the project. The last thing you need to do is spit a proposal from here. Spit a proposal from here. Here's your proposal. Click on proposal. We're done. Click on proposal. When you click on a proposal, guys, it opens a Word document for you. And do me a favor. Go File, Open System Template. There are templates of proposals that have been inserted in this software. Now you can have your own company proposal. You can program your company proposal, put it in here. We're going to use, here's all the, are you there? All the templates that you can use. I'm going to use the capital proposal. Can you see it just for the heck of it? You can try any one of them, guys. Which says the proposal in capital. Everybody can see that. Double click on it. This is your proposal so forth. Can you guys see everything in yellow is loaded from the software? So I need to load information here. Do you see these buttons here? If you hit this button, that button here, it will load the equipment. Can you guys see now? It loads all the information about your project. Did you guys see? If I hit this, if you go this way, you hit this button, show value, it would show to attention from, do you guys remember that information that you typed at the beginning of the project? That's where it's going to show on your proposal. And my proposal, gentlemen, right now is showing $33,000. What you're going to do with this, you're going to save it for your friend Chad on the network, number one. And number two, you're going to print it. And that will be, see where it's print, the sign print. You're going to go print it for your friend Chad. Any comments, any questions? Any comments, guys, any questions? That's the proposal that comes with this. Nothing, not a whole lot to it. The ones who are going to get an A, they're going to have a little bit more right on it. Like grab the stuff that we did in the residential project, add the extension and all this, because this is a Word document, guys. The minute that you save it as a file, save as Word document, you can add to it. Okay, so that's your proposal. Close it, exit out of it. It says, do you want to save it? Yes. Exit out of the whole thing, exit out of this. It'll take you back. If you exit, it will take you back into this step number 5, bid summary. Bid summary. Cool? Takes you back to bid summary. Okay, so I walk you guys through the 5 steps. Step number 1 is the job. Where your jobs are. Here's your labels. Here's your takeoff. Here's your extension. Here's your bid summary. By the way, you can go to any one of these steps at any time in no order. You don't have to do it in order. You can go and work your bid summary before you even start your bid, your takeoff. You don't have to do them in order, okay? So if you guys do back to bid summary, here's my bid summary. Click on my bid summary here. I would like you for the bid summary here. It comes a little bit, okay. Okay, here you go. Quotations, labor, top sheet. Okay, top sheet. I would like you guys the square foot of the building. Can you guys see where it says square foot of the building? Anybody remember what was the square foot of this building that we did? 12,000. 12,000. 1, 2, 3. 12,000. So put the square foot of your building. Workers per day. How many workers per day we have? We have 9, right? We have 9 workers per day. So type 9, and that will get you how many months do you need and how many weeks you need to finish this project, guys. How many, the duration of your project. Can you see that? So I need you to put 12,000 square foot for this building. 9. So that will give you some information about it. Markup sale taxes. If you hit here, guys, it will add markup sales tax. Use bond. It says if you want to use bond in the table, can you guys see right now? You see that one? If you click on this, which I want you, it add the bond here. It add the bond to your price. It adds the bond to your price. I want to charge the customer for the bond that I want to pay for. If you hit the bond here, if you hit taxes, it will add that. I don't want to add that taxes. Okay, what else? So that's basically it in terms of gentlemen, in terms of the bid summary. Now, when you're done with this, you need to print also this one for your friend Chad, the bid summary. This is how you do the bid summary print, guys. You go File, Print Preview. It says, do you want to print preview the bid summary? Yep, I want to print preview the bid summary and see what the heck did I put in there. And gentlemen, here's what everything, that's what you're going to print for your friend Chad. Here's your bid summary report. They're going to print, my price is $38,000. Here's all the labor that I put, guys. Here's all the material. If you click on this one, it gives you the subcontractors, everything that you inputted in this sheet so far, it will be printed directly from the bid summary report. So what you need to print for your friend Chad is the following. You need the takeoff. I showed you when you extend, you print the takeoff, the bid summary, the bid proposal, takeoff, bid summary, bid proposal. And that will show me, guys, how much info you have put in this software. Here's the bid summary. The takeoff, I showed you how to print the takeoff when we did the extension. And the bid proposal, you go to the bid proposal and you print the bid proposal. Done with it, close it, exit. And the software does not to be saved, does not need to be saved. It's always saved. It's always in your C drive. In order to access the project, you guys need a hardware key. You need the hardware key. You cannot open the system unless you have a hardware key. Any question, guys, about estimating? So in what, 3 hours or less, I can teach anybody to do a good job on McCormick. Now the devil in the details, guys. If you're becoming a big estimator, when you use this software, all the other software, guys, are almost the same. They start from job information into labels, how you're going to slice them, into takeoff, into the extension. They use them slightly different in AccuBid, and all the way to the bid summary. So this process goes directly with the book that we have, guys, and goes basically directly with almost every software that we use. Every software that we use. Oh, I forgot one thing. Overhead. Look at this. We forgot the overhead. Can you guys see right here? Overhead. So labor. I need my overhead. So for my overhead, can you guys see that overhead and profit? We did not assign the overhead and profit, for Pete's sake. So let's go assign the overhead. We're going to assign 10% overhead, guys, on labor only. Can you guys type 10% overhead and 10% profit? I need to assign 10% overhead and 10% profit on, did you guys see that? On labor only, on my labor only. Can you guys see where labor? I assigned 10% overhead and 10% profit. If you want to assign, I thought there's miscellaneous. There's miscellaneous. Yeah, you can, if you want to mark up the material, 10%, or if you want to assign, here's your material here, quotes, here's material. I can add 10% to accommodate for whatever I want on my material. Even if I have a discount on my material, guys, you can accommodate it here. So if you want to add 5% accommodate for loss or whatever, you can add it right here. See, do you see these percentages? You can play with these percentages. So after you did your material, Andrew, you decided, you know what, it's expensive and I need to, or I need to make money out of it, 5%. You can actually mark it up as markup sales taxes, markup on the material other places, but you can add a 10% right here on over above your material as an overhead, like handling and all this good stuff. Okay, so what we did, guys, in the bid summary, we have what's they call it, the top sheet. That's the most important sheet, top sheet. Oh, by the way, can you guys see that we're doing a base bid? If you want to do an addendum, deduction or addition to your bid, you can click here, assign this as an addendum 1, and do all the takeoff under this addendum. We're not going to do that, but you can. This is the base bid. That's basically taking it as face value. You can add or delete from it addendum right in here. You can change this summary in addendum 1, addendum 2, and take it underneath it. You can make. Well, you can take the, when we did the price, guys, we did the price 1, Nika 1, the cheapest. I can do a takeoff based on the cheapest price under base bid, and another takeoff under the most expensive price under base bid alternative. So you can, the possibility is endless, guys, here. But what I told you is what a basic takeoff needs. No addendum, no deduction, nothing. You keep it from A to Z done. Everybody's happy, and hopefully you get the project and you have enough material, enough information to help you manage your project. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Any comments? Is this hard, Joe? No? Darren? Is it a hard software to learn? When I did Accubid, I went 3 days, and I don't know. I felt there's so many sheets that you have to link together. The nice thing about Accubid for beginners, guys, McCormick, is it's really 5 steps. You don't need to link a sheet to another sheet and blah 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 and all this good stuff. But the devil is in the detail. If you have to do a project on this one, what I gave you guys is accommodate to only 20% of what this software is capable of doing. 20%. The 80%, hopefully you will go for extra training when you leave us here. You become an expert and you come and train your friend Chad. You're learning estimating from the mouth of a power engineer. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Aaron, is this enough to get your juice running? I like to do it on a Monday, so get your juice up and running. I can't emphasize this project have to be taken individually, guys. You're going to be using on your own software. So Darren, my friend, you and Andrew would work on the project together, like you draw all the circuit and branch circuit, no problem with me. You can, then you have, if you want to use the wheel, you have to basically take them separate. If you don't want to use the wheel, you want to just measure them. You can share the measurement that you did with each other, and you put them in a software separately, edit your own software, spit your own material for your friend Chad. You can use, guys, the team. I want you to use your team plus your name next to every project that you do, so I know it's yours. My intention of this one, guys, is to make sure that everybody uses the software, because you know, it's important part of us signing off on you is to be able to use at least one software, estimating software. Any comments? Any questions? So what I'm hoping, Zach, my friend, is now is you go back into the job here, like we did. Can you guys see the detail? And hit the detail and start typing the information for your stuff right in here. So that's what I'm hoping, guys. Again, at any time. So let me just show you. Say if I exit out of the software completely, I'm out of the software. I'm going to go back, guys, very quick here. I'm going to go to my software. Okay. So let's go to, for me, design software, estimating. You guys is different. Click on McCormick one more time. Open it. So you can, you're going to open McCormick, click, oops, where am I here? Click on this one. It opens this window. Or what you have to do, just click on admin. The password is saved. Okay it. When you reach this point, after you exit, you are faced with opening 3 projects. The project that you want to open, guys, is which one? Obviously the commercial. So double click on the commercial project, gentlemen, everything is saved for you. So if I want to work on the labels, here's my labels. I want to do takeoff, here's my takeoff. I want to do extension, here's my extension. Bid summary, here's my bid summary. You do not need to do them in order. You don't need to do them in order. You can be putting your quotes before you even do the takeoff. Does that make sense, guys? But at the end, when you do the takeoff, you have to extend, send it to the bid summary so it lumps some bit together. Any comments, guys? Any questions for Chad? Any comments? Any questions? Joe? Cool. So if you guys, before I let you go with that one, remember we're using EMT in the ceilings. We're using MC cable in between all these metal studs in the building. So you're going to be looping them. When you draw, I would like you guys to draw all the, when you get me your paper, I would like to see colored feeders going all the way to the panels. The other thing I did not talk about, Aaron, is how about air handling unit? What am I going to do with the air handling unit? When it comes to the air handling unit, guys, one feeder all the way to the air handling unit. You don't group them. When it comes to the receptacles and the lights, you need to group them. So grab all 3-4 circuits, like we said, 4 circuits in an EMT conduit, shoot it all the way through an EMT conduit 3/4 of an inch all the way to the panel. Group. When it comes to lighting circuits and receptacle circuits, always group them in conduits. You'll be a fool to take 1/2 inch for every branch circuit all the way to the panel. Any comments, guys? Any questions about that? So that's really what the whole software is. When we do the extension, there's not a whole lot to it. Like I said, in 2-3 hours, there's a lot of stuff, guys, you can play. I can't emphasize when you go here, could you please just make sure you always put the Excel with, and we use Nika 1, this one. There's one thing here, graphic, none. There's a couple of things that we did in the past that's really cool here. Label, here's your label, extension, markup. Okay, so we'll leave this one as is. And when you do, so extend it, to do extensions, we'll go to the bit summary. Okay, so that's schedule, none. Okay, delete, edit, new, okay. Label display, okay. Any comments, guys? Any questions? Any comments? Any questions about that one? Okay, that's all we have for you. So less than